Well, happy Monday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. I guess the good news is we are all back together again. That's about the only positive on a Monday that we can talk about, certainly. Welcome in. Happy to be here. Let's get our heads right. After a four-game skid from our beloved San Diego Padres. And, we will be discussing it at great length today, I'm sure. But we've got a lot of things to get to. I don't want to. It's why we do Foreplay. We got to catch up on some stuff for first. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. He's the executive producer of the program. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. And back in town, Benjamin R. Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, back from Henderson, Nevada, after a third-place finish.
Third in our flight, yeah.
Third in your flight in your member guest golf tournament out in Nevada. I had a lot of fun questioning your social strategy when you were out there. You're playing a beautiful golf course. On vacation, and you posted your hat, a picture of your scorecard, a picture of the board with your name on it. And I said on the air Friday, he really likes taking pictures of things with his name on it. I'm surprised they didn't have a locker with your name on it. You took a picture of that. But I wanted to see this.
Just guess number 3.
Guess number 3. I wanted to see this beautiful course. Now, you did post a picture of the Lambo that you almost won.
About 8 feet away from winning the hole-in-one Lamborghini.
Now,
that would have been nice.
Did your heart flutter a minute when you hit the shot?
Well, I hit it. I pulled it a little left, but there was a side slope, so it kind of started rolling, and it was the perfect distance. So it was rolling directly at the hole, and I didn't think it was going to quite get there, but it was definitely like tracking. Everyone stopped for a second, and you have there's 2 monitors because you have to buy insurance and everything.
Yeah.
Got the Lambo dealership guy who's there, and everyone stops and goes, hold on. And they're like, wait. And I'm like, come on. But it's slowed to a stop about 8 feet short of going into the hole and winning it was a $300,000 car.
It was one of the Lambo SUVs, which is beautiful. It was white, right?
It was gorgeous.
I mean, all right. Ray goes, imagine been driving in this morning in a Lambo. It would be the greatest bit of all time.
We had this discussion, though. If you had won the Lamborghini.
You got to take the cash, man. I'm sorry. You have to.
Or you kind of have to sell it to pay for the taxes that you're gonna take on that, because that is a huge hit.
The oil change in that thing's got to be like $1,400 every time you get your oil change. They're like, yeah, man, it's $1,400. Which I pay.
New tires, $7,000.
Which I pay $1,400 in oil change anyway. That's standard. So it wouldn't really bother me because I'm the guy that always gets rooked, except when I go to my beloved Valvoline instant oil change. Now, did you make the birdie putt?
Not that one, though. Damn it! It was a twister.
So you had fun.
I did have a good time. A lot of good golf. A lot of good food. Enjoyed company of my good friend, and we had a good time. Hopefully I'll get invited back again.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I know Padres fans just hope it doesn't happen during the season because they now think am I a good luck charm? Because as long as I stay here, I'm fine. But when I leave, the team starts playing poorly. That means I'm a good luck charm, not a bad luck charm.
Yeah, I think so. But it's also like you have to be able to take your vacation,
right?
Like that, and not feel bad.
I feel like it gives me leverage. I mean, how much should I charge the Padres not to go on vacation anymore? If they start winning right away, they have to pay me extra to go nowhere during the regular season.
Well, it'd be smart of them, but listen, at this point, I don't know all the answers, but I am glad you're back. We had some interesting shows when you were gone. One person said the first day, I can't do this without Ben. I'll talk to you guys Monday. Mm-hmm. And I said, all right, fair.
Good morning, by the way.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome back.
Good morning. Then the next day said the same thing. And I wrote back, I know. I saw your exact same tweet yesterday. So I got the message. There's no need to reiterate, Adam. I got it the first time. You don't have to keep writing every day. Well, I'm not listening until Ben gets back. I got on the first time. It was not a very nice message, but then to come back the next day and be like, I'm still not listening. I got it. So you were missed, certainly. The one person that did not miss you was AJ Preller. He was actually very pleased that you were gone.
I heard.
Which
that
was weird, which
he
was really
loose
weird.
and
He was
fun, and
it was like
took a couple of shots at me
He did.
while I was gone.
which kind of feels good a little bit, when he takes shots. He's done it to me before. So that was really interesting. We had a really cool hour long segment on Friday with Carlos Quentin, who's developed this app for kids, and I used it for my adult ball yesterday. It's called Before the Field. And I think a lot of tier ones got a chance to use it with their kids over the weekend. I got some messages about it, Benny. It's helping coach up the mental side of the game, which is vastly underserved for kids. As parents, we put a lot of stress, on our kids, probably unnecessarily. This is to help them. It's a tool. He's so passionate about it. He's so smart. He sat right here. I did not look at the chat for an hour because I was just fascinated with what he was doing. So he was fantastic.
Zeke is very interesting because he's an extremely thoughtful,
yes,
intelligent guy who, as a player, had a reputation as being just an incredible hothead when he was on the field. Like, don't
Correct.
look at him the wrong way. Carlos is gonna, he's gonna charge the mound at the slightest provocation. But he's actually a really smart and thoughtful guy.
Extremely kind and thoughtful and flawed, like admitted to a lot of his flaws as far as parenting and coaching goes. It was just, I just had such a great time with him. Julian Delgadio was really, really good. Jake was really, really good as well. We had Ben's competition is what we called it. They're your competitors. They came in to compete. The results haven't been tallied yet on who did a better job. They were both phenomenal. Hannah has just commented in the chat, and I agree. Does Ben look different in some way? And she said, did he get lip injections? And I'm looking at you. When you walked in, I said, he does look different. Did you get your teeth done while you were in Vegas?
No, I have. It was very windy and dry. So I have the worst chapped lips I think I've ever had in my life.
Is that why they're all lubed up right now? They look phenomenal.
There's nothing I can do
plump,
about it.
Pleasantly plump.
I certainly am probably a little tanner than I left, spending as much time in the sun. And for probably the first time in my life, I actually exercised this morning because I got up and did my 1,000th career Peloton ride with Leanne Hainsby this morning, and I got my first ever shout out. She even pronounced it correctly. She said, shout out Bensonitas 1,000 rides in California.
Unbelievable.
Which was really cool.
So that's why
girl, right?
That's his girl.
That's my girl. That's why I woke up early, because she does it out of the London studio. So with the time change, classes are really early. So it was the 3:55 a.m. 20-minute classic rock ride with Leanne Hainsby Aldis, and I'm now part of the 1,000 ride club.
She is she's the only woman that could get you to ride 1,000 times on Peloton.
I've done about 80% of my rides with her.
I love her.
I do almost every single one of her classes.
Now, do they archive the rides? Can we go back and pull the audio from your shout outs?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It'll be on there probably now.
He's a genius. He'll figure it out.
It's on there for sure.
He will figure it out. That's a monumental number. Hannah's gotten it. She's done that before. Got her shout out as well. I know she was very pleased about that as well. That's huge. 1,000 rides.
About 5 years worth of Peloton riding.
That would take me 30 to 40 years.
I remember when I got to my 10th ride and I go,
this is awful.
Oh, I'm never going to be able to stick with this. This is impossible.
9 Taylor in T-ball, I'm not joking when I say this. He turned a double play. He didn't turn it, right? It's not like Khalil Green diving into the hole, flipping in the second baseman.
Sure.
He base loaded, catches the ball in the pitcher position, steps on home for the force, throws to the first baseman who drops it, then picks it up and steps on first. They had a double play. Bo made 4 straight outs in the field, 4 straight ground balls to him, completes the throw.
I don't know that I've never ever seen
ever.
that in a youth baseball level.
Benny, I couldn't believe it. I was so proud of him, dude, and proud of the team. Everyone's been playing so well. That's the best baseball I saw all weekend. I mean, certainly didn't see it from the tier 1s, didn't see it from the pods. Paul Ecke, Little League Field 4. Very, very proud of my boys. They work extremely hard, and that was the best baseball I saw this weekend. Other than that, it was bad. It was one of your quintessential horse-ass San Diego sports weekends. It really was, with SDFC going down, Padres looking listless and lifeless and getting swept. It was a tough one.
Even my Lakers are falling apart.
Your Lakers are falling now. They're not San Diego sports.
I know, but yeah. For my teams have not done well over the last few days. It was kind of brutal.
It's been rough.
Following from afar. I didn't watch every game, like every second of every game, but I was following mostly on the MLB app as the Padres just could not score and could not score and could not score. I'm going, this is nuts. It's just 0, 0, 0, 0 every single inning. I'm following. Going, they didn't score again. This is nuts.
How many innings
30.
Did they officially
got 30
innings.
Like it's 7 innings away from their all-time franchise record for futility.
It's excruciating. It's an excruciating brand of baseball, and that really fun, sustainable brand of baseball they had been playing when they were healthy. That's elite. It's the most fun and completely sustainable. But I think what we've now seen is you got to have the horses to do it, and if you don't have the horses to do it, it's a big onion that we're going to try to peel the layers back today. I think, honestly, when it's over, man, like I think that had something to do with my anxiety last night. I was really kind of bummed about it and kind of affected my mood again. And it's just such a rough week. And it's not like I'm just genuinely bummed because they started so hot. But when you peel the layers back, the one message I always hear from anybody that ever played, Q talked about it on Friday. All my buddies that played, in the minor, everyone says to a man, stay positive. And I go, you have to. You absolutely have to. It's not easy. It's not fun. You feel like it goes against everything in your body to like try to stay positive, knowing there's 135 games or whatever left, Benny. Those players have to stay positive. The manager has to stay positive. Fans, you're going to do what you want. I get it. But in that clubhouse, and I think Schulte talked about it yesterday, hey, man, we're not worried. We're not panicked. You just can't panic.
If you told me this was the lineup they were going to roll out every day for the rest of the season, I would be legitimately worried.
100%. If this was it, we'd be dead.
I would be very worried about this team. You'd need Tatis and Machado to play so well to carry the offense. That would be asking too much. They just don't have enough, from 4 on to 9, really, or 2, then 4 on to 9 to score with any regularity with the lineup they're currently putting onto the field. But I do have some hope that within a few days or at the most a couple of weeks, it's going to be a completely different lineup that's on the field. So it's very hard to make any sweeping generalizations other than the same one we made at the beginning of the season. Padres are going to have to stay relatively healthy to have a good season.
Yeah.
And if they're devastated by injuries, like most teams, they're going to struggle.
You can afford an injury here. That's going to happen.
Absolutely.
You can't avoid that.
But you can't lose half your lineup at the same time and continue to play at the level you were playing at.
Yeah.
If you want some encouragement, pitching still seems pretty good. They're pitching well enough to win games regularly.
That's what's been the most frustrating for me is the pitching's been so good still. The lineup has the potential to be good. Not the lineup, sorry. They are the team in general. They can go out and still, like Manny and Toddy can single-handedly win you a game if they both have a good game.
They just have it.
And so you're tuning in because those two could each go 3 for 4 with a couple of runs driven in with the pitching. Like they can win you a ball game. It's the rest of the team that can't do anything right now.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Need more, and really need more from Manny, need more from Xander, obviously. And Look, at this point,
you need more from everybody.
You need more from everybody, but Manny's saying we got to keep this thing afloat. It ain't floating. There's I tweeted yesterday, there's a lot of ebbs and flows in a baseball season, but we are in straight ebb mode right now. There is no flowing for the San Diego Padres and the worst part is, I was thinking about this yesterday. You know what the worst part about all this is? The worst part is that there's no game tonight. As bad as they are, the worst part about it is that there is no Padres game tonight, and that's the toughest part. So you're left to fester for another 24 hours or 36 hours till they play again. And so let's talk about it. Ben will set the menu for us next. I'm glad you're back. No wild tales in Henderson? I need more. I've just decided. Right, I need more.
I'll give you a little extra from my weekend
Take
off.
A trip to the wild side.
Yeah, I want to talk about the extracurriculars. When you were out there.
I got a couple things for you. Yeah, we'll set the menu.
And now I'm staring at your chapped lips. Almost. They did look plump, and now they do look very chapped. I'm sorry.
And we'll get into more into the Padres struggles, obviously, as we get started on a Monday. It's good to be back, everybody. Tier 1s. Thanks for waking up with us here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Kelly's got traffic, and we're off and running.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place. Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real.
I know you're hoping for some sort of stories of debauchery, tales of
Almost more than anything, actually.
Yeah, we kind of need it at this point.
tales of certain clubs,
Potentially.
and you're going to be disappointed when Scott and I get together. We are as tame as two friends can be in Las Vegas. I mean, we were in Henderson almost the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is just a suburb of Las Vegas. We did the final night after the tournament was over. We went down to the strip and went swanky. We had dinner.
You did.
Dinner at Encore at Casa Playa, which was their
Nice.
fancy Mexican restaurant, and we had the best. It was like your own al pastor spit where you
Oh
carved
my
off
God.
they brought it to the table. It was like pork belly al pastor, and you get to carve off pineapple and
No
pork
way.
and
No
your
way.
own
In
tortillas
front of
and
you.
make it right in front of
Did
you.
you do it?
Yeah,
or
we did it. We got to do it
Wow.
ourselves. Like they gave you knives and tongs, and you just carve it right into your own tacos. It was incredible. Really, really fun.
All right, let's ask the question, though. When you go to a place like that, I thought you meant they brought it up, and it's one of those meals like when fajitas used to be like, hey, look at me, everybody. Hey, look who's got the... Hey, look at me. When you go to a fancy restaurant, don't you want somebody standing there carving it out for you?
It was really fun to do it yourself.
You liked it, okay.
Scott doesn't like me to post pictures of him, but that's what the spit looked like on the
Dude,
table that
that's
they brought it
killer.
to. So that
Killer.
was pretty cool. And then we played some poker in the Encore poker room, which is really nice. Just cash game, 1-2 no limit hold'em, or 1-3 no limit hold'em. That was probably my biggest disappointment of the trip. I was at about 200 to 250 in chips in front of me.
Yeah.
And I got a king nine. There were 2 9s that came on the board, looking good. I got 3 of a
Three
kind.
of a kind.
Gets a bet up big. Three players. I ended up going all in. So I got. There's probably $600-700 in the pot.
Oh my God.
I get called and I go, uh-oh. And then I get called again and I go, what is going on here? Everyone flips over. There's 1 card left. Everyone flips it over. I've got king 9's the best hand. 10-9 I'm ahead of, and a guy has a pair of jacks and a pair of 9s. So I've got the best hand. I'm about to win $700.
Don't tell me a
Last
jack on the
card
river.
comes out, Jack on the river. I
Son of
lose
a
to the
bitch.
full house, and I'm busted out.
Son of a bitch.
Busted out with all that money on the table that was going to come to me. And I'm like, oh,
That's a
Vegas
bad beat.
that's a bad beat.
You
That's
played it
Vegas
right.
in a nutshell. I did. I got in
Yeah.
with the best, and that happens sometimes. But
Benny, that's like a soul crusher.
that was a tough one.
That was your strip club money.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We went home, went to sleep after that, and that was it for the trip.
Oh, my
Other
gosh.
than that, trip went really well. Golf was a lot of fun. Course was great. The food at the course was great. So we had a really good time, and that was the extent of the debauchery, though.
Well, it's not that debaucherous, but I mean, listen, we're all getting older. The debauchery is few and far between.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Anyway, we got a big show. We should probably start kind of setting the menu for you, because not only are we going to talk Padres, but obviously a lot going on this weekend, including what turned into a fairly big story nationally, and that was the mysterious drop of Shedeur Sanders all the way into the 5th round.
Yeah.
The prank call that surrounded it that just kind of added to the weirdness of the weekend of the
Imagine
NFL draft.
Imagine prank calling anyone.
I mean,
it's just childish.
Entirely inappropriate to ever call someone and pretend you are someone else.
You'd have to be a real childish turd.
It's criminal behavior.
to prank call anyone.
and pretend to be somebody else.
Right.
All for some laughs.
You got to be better, people.
some hijinks or something that feel like there's no consequences to
Man.
that.
Imagine doing it publicly.
Right.
Right?
I mean, it's one thing.
It's
to do it
one thing to do a
privately.
prank call, but to do it publicly, you'd have to be the lowest of the low scum of the earth to do it.
How can I help you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Where could I find some marijuana?
Is this a real guy?
Loose cannabis?
Hi there. How can I help?
I don't even have a vape pen.
This sounds automated.
Loose cannabis?
Yep.
Ganja, aka cannabis.
You know.
Can I help you?
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm not a drug dealer.
Right.
Good morning.
Hello?
Spliffa bossa enemy head.
Bueno?
Everybody must get stoned. Get a lot of hang-ups.
Yeah, they did.
How can I help you?
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Where could I find some marijuana?
Where can you find some marijuana?
Correct.
Where could I find some marijuana? Ganja, a.k.a. cannabis.
At our dispensary?
I like a blunt or a big fat bowl.
We have blunts here.
Okay, now you're talking.
How can I help you?
I don't even have a vape pen. Hey, how's it going?
Hello?
I'm here.
I'm not a drug dealer.
Right.
Okay.
I love the cocaine. Cocaine.
Okay.
Spliffa bossa enemy head.
It's my favorite.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, how can I help you?
Hello.
Where could I find some marijuana?
The address should be right next to the phone number that you reached us at.
I was using my vape pen
This
last
is the best
night, and it was great.
Okay.
Let's smoke that bowl, hit that bong.
This is the prank call, but you really have nothing better to do. You're kind of a loser.
Thank you. We know.
So basically, what we're saying is, anytime you do a
Right.
prank call and you're trying to be funny and you're impersonating someone else, it's wrong. You should never do.
never do it.
Inappropriate.
But we will
Entirely.
have that for you.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in our 7 o'clock hour. We've got our, of course, Padres, Ben and Woods Linsider. Dennis Lynn's going to join us at 8:35. Plus, games and giveaways, including Take on Woods. We got Padres tickets for tomorrow's Padres-Giants game. It's the Tony Gwynn rookie bobblehead night, so we'll give those out later in the show. And why not give some tickets away right now, because we also have 2 tickets for Top Rank Boxing Presents Navarrete versus Suarez at Pechanga Arena on May 10th. Fifth caller right now is going to win tickets for the boxing event. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. 3-time division champ Emmanuel Vaquero Navarrete defends his world title against unbeaten Filipino warrior Charlie Suarez Saturday, May 10th at Pechanga Arena. Call now, fifth caller, 833-288-0973. Going to win some early tickets here on a Monday morning, and then we'll get to our Padres wrap-up of, well, obviously it's 4th straight loss for the Padres. You know what that's going to sound like when we come back with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Quickly, let me tell you guys about my friends over at Sedano Ford. Go see Manny Sedano, veteran, local-owned dealership. Ford is a huge part of my family's lives. I've had like a dozen Fords since I started driving. My grandfather worked at the factory in Detroit. All right, so definitely a brand we can get behind in the Woods household. And they got really good deals right now that'll make your season even sweeter. And yes, they're giving you a shot still at employee pricing. That is the kind of deal that is usually for the people that work there. So now it's open to you as well. They're going to make you a good deal. It's Sedano Ford. That's what they do. They get you in the car or truck of your dreams. And one of the hottest offers they got going, the brand new 2025 Ford Maverick, just $219 a month, tariff-free. It is incredible value on a brilliant new truck from Ford. So head on over to SedanoFord.com, get all the details there. But again, you can pop by the dealership in La Mesa, let them know Woodsy sent you. But if you're at work today and you want to peruse what they've got, just go to SedanoFord.com today. Go to SedanoFord.com.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
To this all weekend, the old crap up.
Actually, I landed back in San Diego yesterday morning around 11:20, 11:30. So I went down to the game for
That's
a few
bananas
innings,
to me,
thinking,
by the way.
let's check out what's going on while I've missed. I've heard bad things, but got to see it for myself with my own eyes. Is the offense really as bad?
It's bananas. I can't wrap my
I
head
saw your
around
picture
it.
on Instagram.
I did too.
And I thought to myself, how you played like 3 rounds of golf a day,
700 holes. He went out gambling, carousing,
Drinking,
eating
eating.
El Pastor off the bone or off the spit,
Yep.
cutting it himself, traveled,
you land in San Diego,
and you go, I'm going to the baseball game.
to watch
Correct.
them get swept.
I'm already down there. Figured
It's bananas to me.
that can't be bad this consistently. They probably have a good game today. Wasn't the case.
I had the same thought. I thought they're winning today. I bet on them, everything. I said this team is not losing.
They hadn't been swept all year.
Correct. They're not losing 3 in a row at Petco Park. They're just not. I mean, I was just extremely confident.
Another big crowd. I thought, okay,
Huge.
they're going to lift them to a victory here.
Narrator.
I was wrong.
They did lose.
They did lose a fourth straight game, and
Yep.
got swept for the first time this season. And we will crap it up for you right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
We've got some scattered showers hitting the county, guys. So you definitely want to take that into consideration. Leave extra time for travel. Right now, a spin out northbound 5 out of the East 52 connector ramp. Not sure if it's weather related, but that car is over to the right shoulder. Take it extra carefully there. And we're also getting reports of a spin out in the South Bay northbound 5 just past Dairy Mart Road. A couple vehicles involved in this one, not showing if lanes are blocked. On the North 5 coastline near the Aliso Creek Rest area, there is a collision in which a vehicle wound up in a ditch over to the right shoulder. Big on protein, rich on flavor, the new $10 Islands Restaurant's protein bowls are here for a limited time, packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients for the flavors you love. Just in a bowl. Find your protein paradise at islandsrestaurants.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's a shame, it's a shame, it's a shame, it's a shame if they lose.
You got a problem. You got a problem. You got a problem. You got a problem. Remix.
Oh, a shame indeed.
I couldn't agree more.
Here are the lowlights from yesterday's game.
What the heck happened?
Are you kidding me?
Can't even believe it.
It's the Padres
Crap up.
presented by Jamul Casino. Things are about to get real with the all-new Jamul Casino Resort with gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks. It gets real this summer at Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt, and then we'll, get back on the bump and figure it out.
And the 0-1 to Iglesias hit hard into right field and a base hit. Bogaerts will come in to score, and the Padres take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. It's this one in the air to deep right field. Fernando kind of twisting and turning, going back. He's at the wall, looking up. It's going to go. So Taylor Walls with his first extra base hit of the year. A home run with 1 out in the top of the third inning, and that ties this thing up 1-1. 2-1. Vasquez deals, and Lau hits it hard off the side of the mound into center field. A base hit. Simpson racing around third. He'll come in to score without a play. And that stolen base looms large. An RBI single for Brandon Lau. And the Rays hop on top. It's 2-1. First pitch this time, swung on, hit in the air to right. Meisner back now in, kind of circling underneath of it. He'll make the catch. Fernando is tagging, the throw to the plate on the way. No chance to get him. A sac fly for Machado, and a 2-2 game here in the third. Randy is ready. The pitch coming, and outside. Gets away from Maldonado. Simpson will race home and score. Lau goes up to second base behind the play. And on a ball that Maldonado could not handle, the Rays go back in front 3-2. Jeremiah ready. The pitch is swung on, line sharply into right field. Fernando in and towards the line. On the run, he makes the catch. Tagging at third base, Caballero. The throw to the plate, the tag. He is out at home. What a play by Fernando. Came charging in to catch the line drive and then threw home to get Caballero and end the inning. And the 0-2 pitch to Simpson, line the other way, and fair into left field. Rounding third, Jankowski, he will score. The throw comes home, so Simpson takes second base. And Chandler Simpson, with his third hit of the day, extends the Rays' lead. It's 4-2. Yuli swings, cracks it on the ground to Caminero. He gobbles it up at third. The long throw to first is just in time, and the ball game is over. Fairbanks, a 1-2-3, bottom of the ninth inning, as the Tampa Bay Rays come to town and sweep the Padres.
Actually threw the ball mostly fairly well. Little self-inflicted with the walk, the wild pitch, to a guy that can really, really run. And Simpson, who had a nice series, and was a disruptor. The walk, the bag, that hurt. So a homer, to me, that's going to happen. Beyond that, Randy threw the ball pretty well.
That's tough, man. That's a tough one. I thought I saw a lot of fire Randy Vasquez into the sun. He certainly did not pitch well in Detroit. I thought yesterday, look, man, it unraveled on him when he had the guy punched out. Ball was right down the middle, called a ball.
By the way, that start in Detroit, do you give a guy a little bit of leeway when he didn't get in until 4 a.m., even though he tried to fly out from Houston the day before?
3 delays, like it was pretty gnarly. But yeah, he wasn't competitive in Detroit. And look, everybody's going to have some clunkers. I think Aaron Nola got his first win of the season last night against the Cubs. I think he got the win. But everybody's going to have a clunker, including your number.
No, I think he got a no decision.
Oh, did he get a no decision?
Yeah,
Pitched,
they went to 10.
That's right. He pitched really well. Everybody's going to have a clunker from time to time. I didn't think this was a clunker from Vasquez. It did spiral on him a little bit. He got no help from Martin Maldonado, a very catchable ball that let, the go-ahead run come in. You can always go back and look. Hindsight being 20/20, should he have even been in that spot? I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because nothing is really going right other than the bullpen continues to be the best in baseball.
I think from my perspective, Randy Vasquez looked pretty good. Got through the first inning fast. Got a double play to get out of the second inning, and he had a no-hitter going into the third. Gave up the solo home run to Taylor Walls. Bad
sucks,
pitch.
Dude.
That's first extra base hit of the season for a guy who's hitting like 160. All right, that was bad pitch. That does happen. Mike Schultz says that that's going to happen sometimes. And then, as you mentioned, looks like he gets out of the inning on a strike three. I was watching. Like everybody, the Rays who were on, everybody on the field started walking off
Correct.
the field.
It was perfect pitch, man.
It was not. Perfect. It wasn't one of even those on the.
No, it wasn't even on the edge.
On the black. It was
no,
just
it was perfect.
a strike. Inning was over. They were all running off the field, and instead, it's called a ball. And you've got to be able to bounce back from that. And he gave up a couple line drive singles, and ends up giving up the lead 2-1. And then the Padres come back and tie it. Now it's really the offense, of course, that's the problem. It's not Randy Vasquez. When Randy Vasquez gives up 3 runs. That gives you a chance to win.
Yep.
Those are your back-end starters. They give you a chance to win. That's what you're looking for. It's the offense. Obviously, that's the problem for the Padres right now. When you score 2, and that's doubling your entire output for the week, we don't need to look any further. I mean, you can talk about
right.
We'll talk about Xander's struggles and the errors. Defense and pitching are not the Padres' problems right now. It is all about the offense
or lack thereof. Yeah.
And really, I mean, you can look at the Stars and say they need to do more, which is fine. But right now, the Padres can't, their theory of offense, which is, hey, let's string together a bunch of hits. We have the best batting average in the league. we get 4 or 5 hits in an inning, we're going to score 2 or 3 runs. They can't get 4 or 5 hits in an inning anymore.
They don't
have 4 or 5 players that can get hits in an inning with this lineup. They need big hits. They need home runs. And they're getting no power. They have not hit a home run since last Tuesday when Elias Diaz hit one.
So if they don't hit one tomorrow night against the Giants, it will be a full week. And I again, it's hard because,
and I know that's not their strategy.
Correct. And we talked a little bit. You were gone, but we talked about it. We talked about it on the round table, right? And we're like, yeah, man, they're going to run into some homers as the year. This is the same Padres stuff you've heard for 20 years. It's not groundbreaking stuff. The homers will come. Not with this current iteration of players that we have. You know, you made the point off the air, and Steve just said, don't be scared to say Manny. It's not do more. It's do something. Manny needs to do something. Stop sugarcoating it for him. Manny Machado needs more than 2 home runs right now. He's got to have more than 2. He has to. And
they had 3. Chandler Simpson brought one back.
Fair.
And turned it back into 2, but
he absolutely needs more power. And I know that's something that it was one of his goals. We talked about it in spring training. He wanted to hit more bombs.
He thought 40 was definitely
in
within reach.
And it just hasn't happened for him right now. Xander has 0. You know, it's this team has a severe lack of Gavin Sheets, who, you know, was starting off really promising.
Hit 2 in the first 4 days. He said 1 since then.
1 since then. It's just they are not hitting the ball out of the ballpark right now. And it's pretty glaring. When they are back at full strength, right, and they have everybody back, you'd like to think that will come. But again, do you go away from your strategy of what got you all those early wins and moving
when you're
the next
injured,
guy?
It's not the same team. And when you have Arise and Cronenworth in the lineup hitting some line drives, you can string together hits and put together quite a bit of offense. We saw that earlier in the year. But with all those guys out, I just don't know that's a viable strategy anymore. You know, their batting average has been in the 100s over the last week and a half.
Everybody lost their minds on Saturday because you saw guys, Fernando Tatis Jr., Manny, trying to do too much, right? And Fernando's strength this year has been, I'm going to all fields. He's still got, you know, he's leading the team in home runs right now. When Manny, Fernando, when they get out of having good at bats, trying to put together good ABs, drive the ball the other way, that's when this team gets in trouble. I mean, you can't get any more trouble than we have right now.
I understand that you don't want to get away from a good at bat. You never do. But a good at bat right now, if Fernando Tatis works a walk and gets on base,
it's kind of wasted.
Line drive, it's just wasted.
It's wasted.
It's wasted.
Yeah.
And I know it's never a good thing. Hey, just swing out of your shoes and try to hit a home run. But right now, if you have no one who can bring you in, Xander can't bring you in. Manny's not hot right now. He's not bringing you in. Getting on base for Fernando almost does nothing.
Well,
he came around and scored the 1 run yesterday. Manny had a nice sac fly. Did his job.
Right. But you need more. You need a double.
But it wasn't enough.
It's not enough. You have to pile on.
Those guys doing their job right now, it's not enough.
It's just not.
Tatis is doing his job. Manny did his job in that at bat.
Correct.
He lifted a fly ball, first pitch, went the other way.
But he needed a double.
Got a bunch of high fives. They needed a 3-run homer. They didn't need a sacrifice fly anymore. They're not winning those games because no one else is doing anything.
You're right. And you know, man, so I saw people yesterday and really across the weekend. Xander Bogaerts had a rough one. He had a really, really rough one. I think people can deal with scuffling at the plate, struggling. Things aren't going your way. When you're costing the team games defensively and you're not contributing offensively, that is a tough look. He is in a full-on grinder of a torture chamber right now.
I get it. But Mike Schilt, always going to be the voice of reason and keeping things calm after the game. I thought he had some wise words after the game. Paulie?
Oh, yes. Very wise.
How dare you? How dare you? He's going to kill you.
How do you assess the last 4 games compared to where this team was at the start?
This is really smart.
Excuse me.
Wrong hole.
Wrong pipe.
Yeah, wrong pipe. Happens. I love it.
Well.
Oh, no. Well.
Sorry.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
You got me, Jeff. Hold on a second. Yeah, mental lot to unpack, right? I mean,
so people are asking too in the chat, why is he hitting Xander fourth? Where is the ideal spot for Xander Bogaerts to hit? What
do you want to hit for?
I don't. Where do all right? No,
Gavin Sheets second.
It's right. Where? Okay. Where do you? You're the skipper for the day. We love playing skipper for the day. What's your lineup look like?
If you want to put Oscar Gonzalez fourth and Xander fifth, fine. Well, I mean, who's hitting better?
Right.
No one's hitting better.
Not putting Tirso fourth. You're not putting Tyler Wade, Elias Diaz. You're not putting Jose Iglesias fourth. You're not putting Gavin Sheets fourth. Maybe, but then are you putting? Where are you batting?
Second.
Where are you batting Xander? 7? Who moves up? Like again, they're not good right now. They're not good. And I do want to talk about. I tried to argue this point a little bit on Twitter. You know, nuance is obviously lost, guys. As much as it pains me to say it, it's not simple. It's not that simple to take Xander Bogaerts. We got to cut our losses. That dude is owed $250 million.
That's a conversation we have in 5 years.
Correct. That's right. That's right. Guys, I hate to tell you, this is what it is right now. And until he figures it out, we do not have one. Okay, let's play it forward. What team goes, I'll take him. You guys take. It's going to cost you. You would have to give up 4 top prospects and $200 million to get rid of them.
You keep working at it, and you keep hoping that he finds something and locks it.
Patrick says, "Stop defending him. He's cooked."
There's
no one's defending him.
There's no other choice.
No one. But you don't have a choice. You are stuck.
I mean, if Leo DeVries starts absolutely mashing in a year or so, I mean, yes, you're going to put him at shortstop, and you're going to move Xander somewhere else and figure it out. But there's no one. There's no one to call up. They've called up every viable player that they have in the system. There's no one left. I mean,
trade X and Salas to Boston. They don't want him. They let him go. Nobody, it's not going to happen, man.
There's no one in the minors that is knocking on the door at the moment. You got to ride this down. We'll continue and we'll talk a little Shedeur next.
you assess the last 4 games compared to where this team was at the start of the season?
Excuse me.
Kendry Morales with a home run.
Wrong pipe.
Vladimir Guerrero had key hits along the way.
Well.
And the Angels batting order. Angels batting order just excuse me.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Wore out the Red Sox pitching staff.
Hold on a second.
You got to walk away on that at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to unpack, right?
Man.
It's happened to me.
Oh, it happens to me too. The wrong hole or pipe.
It's just bad when it's on live.
It's not the wrong
radio
hole.
or
yeah, the wrong
television.
pipe. Are there multiple pipes? Just one pipe.
No, I think it branches off.
Does it branch off?
Branches one side goes to the lungs and one side goes to the stomach.
Huh.
And you don't want the water to go into the lungs side.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure that's how it works?
I watched that video.
Breathe in air through your mouth. Where does it go? Goes down the same tube that your food goes down, but it branches off to the right spot when you're breathing in. I think there's a little like an epiglottis thing that kind of
like
cap when
blocks
you're
it.
eating.
Yeah.
You don't. It closes.
What do we say? Wrong hole or wrong pipe?
I say wrong pipe.
Wrong hole would
Down
be
the
if you
wrong
poured
pipe.
water up your nose.
Goes down the wind pipe.
Okay. That's the
Wrong
pipe for,
tube.
That's the pipe for wind or
the
breath.
wind, yes.
Okay, I got it.
The wind pipe.
One pipe. One pipe, 2 holes. Makes sense.
I probably watched that video of Schilt yesterday at least 10 times.
I did too. I loved it. I like stuff like that a lot. It gives a little levity to a really crappy weekend. A very, very.
I had literally turned off the post game. I didn't even want to watch. I was not happy with the loss. And then you texted us. You go, did something just happen in the press conference? Said, hang on, let me go look.
Polly found it. The worst feeling. You can't get it back. You can't get it back.
That's the one where he tried.
And you fight through it, and it's just the worst. It's the worst, man. Listen, it is fairly dire for our beloved San Diego Padres. I know we have Shedeur here. I feel weird not continuing to bash the Padres, though. I do. I'll just be honest. This is usually like a pre-show conversation, but I do feel weird moving on from a 3-game sweep. Is that a fair statement to make?
No, we're certainly going to hit it many other times.
I get
you
it.
want to keep talking about it.
I kind of do.
It's fine.
We're gonna flip flop.
I kind of we can maneuver.
I can give you the good news.
What we honestly should be doing is going to break. I know we just went to a commercial break, but don't do this. Could take us an hour and 25
it's
minutes.
very busy today.
I can give you some good news, and that is both Jackson Merrill and Brandon Lockridge were taking swings before the game yesterday. They're, I believe, scheduled to be in Peoria today to face live pitching. And Luis Ariz could be back as soon as tomorrow off the concussion list.
Yeah.
So there is help coming. And not like the help like, what could help this team right now? No, legitimate help. Like things that change the entire complexion of the Padres lineup could be returning fairly soon. Jake is still likely, 2 to 3 weeks away from a potential return, but everybody else is getting close to coming back. And honestly, if we don't already know this by now, Jackson Merrill makes a huge difference.
Yeah, he does.
For this team and in this lineup.
Hi, this is Jackson Merrill.
Let's talk about. So I saw this take yesterday, and I think there's elements of it I do agree with. It is certainly when your depth gets hurt and you have to go to your extra depth, and the extra depth isn't great at all. It does give you a little bit of worry. Like, are we thinking that Merrill, Ariz, Cronenworth, and Hayward are going to come back and it's immediately going to go back to how it was? I don't know that that's the case, right? It's baseball. It's
They were already playing a little over their skis.
They were a little bit. The hot start is not something really anybody could have imagined.
You can't expect you plug those guys back in. They don't go on a 15-4 run every
19 games. But does it expose some greater weaknesses? So Merrill's going to come back. Ariz is going to come back. Certainly be great to have those guys back in the lineup. They're Padres. We love them. They play well. Merrill, cornerstone of the franchise, one of them. It exposes, though, Ben, a little bit of, okay, well, these guys all have an opportunity. The Tirsos, the Gonzaleses, Tyler Wade's been okay, right? Like above his head a little bit, I would say. You're still going to need a lot of contributions from those guys. They've been given an opportunity. None of them have really seized said moment.
Well, and
you still need them.
You knew that not every single one of AJ's minor league contract invitation non-roster signings was going to pan out. No team hits on every non-roster invite to spring training. Padres have entirely too many of them on the field right now. Connor Joe has not worked out very well. Yuli Gurriel has not worked out
at all
very well. Jose Iglesias has worked out fine. Yeah. If you're asking him to do, start a couple of times a week, pinch hit here or there, I love Jose Iglesias on this team.
Sure.
I think that was a great move. Oscar Gonzalez has stepped up and done a pretty good job for what you've hoped he could do. He's not an everyday starter. He shouldn't be an everyday starter. So there's been some okay hits and some misses. You just can't have them all playing at the same time. And I think any team would be in trouble when you get to the depth of the depth. Could AJ have done a better job developing some of the minor leaguers so they could step in? Sure. I would say most teams probably could say that we would like to have more depth, more young guys who are capable of stepping in if we needed to have, extended period of time for 3 weeks, could come in and start. But most teams would be struggling like this, if they face the same kind of injuries that the Padres have faced over the last couple of weeks. Only the Dodgers really have unlimited depth. And even they've been somewhat tested, with some injuries early this season.
Their position players are healthy, and the top of their order is healthy, and that's a huge, huge spot. Now they're losing pitchers one a day. Glasnow came out again yesterday after an inning, and it doesn't look great for him, and he's going to join the other dozen guys. They'll find a way to make it work. Their position players, they're finding ways to win games because there are guys like Andy Pages, who I called the first week of the season the worst major leaguer I've ever seen. He's the best major leaguer I've seen in the last 2 weeks. He's crushing it and making, he's settled in defensively. Their guys, Ben, are stepping up. They are stepping up and they're finding ways to win ball games. Now, they had the Pirates. Now they lost to Paul Skeens, but they beat the Pirates 2 out of 3. Now they have the Marlins.
I love Paul Skeens.
He was awesome, by the way, on Friday night. He was absolutely awesome. That was an interesting game. But, man, when your lineup is healthy and you've got 3 MVPs at the top of it, you're feeling pretty good about your chances. And I do feel better when Jackson gets back if he's healthy, and Arise gets back if he's healthy. But, man, there were opportunities to win a couple of these games. There really, really were. And guys just did not come through. And poor defense bit us in the ass the first 2 games. It's just Xander is a tough one, man. He's scuffling so hard right now. How
do you navigate calling one guy out? Because it does seem like, and look, and I'm not defending Xander here, does feel like he's getting the bulk of the criticism.
Yeah.
And I guess that comes with the paycheck that he gets. But if you took money aside, it doesn't seem like it's totally fair to only call him out. I mean, there's like 7 guys that aren't hitting right now.
I mean, who is Fernando Tatis Jr. is really the only guy that's consistent.
I mean,
right
technically,
now.
Manny is off to a much better start this year than he was
usual
last year.
I looked at his Savant.
His sliders are pretty good. His
defense is actually the worst of his sliders.
He's not getting very lucky. He's hit the ball hard. He's not lifting it into the air, so he's not getting home runs. But Manny's not struggling at the plate by any sense of the imagination. He's just not getting a lot to show for it so far this season. So he's doing okay. They just need him to do a little bit more. But Tatis is the only one who's really producing at this point.
He's probably the only one that's completely avoiding any criticism right now. Right?
And he's avoiding it. I mean, he's not hitting a home or a double every at bat. Right. I mean, he's had a couple of crap at bats too. They all do.
Jackson Merrill was fantastic the entire time he was in there. Arise, had some bad luck the first, 16, 18 at bats of the season. Since then, he's been fantastic.
Yeah.
But they're both out until they're not, and that changes the lineup. Now, it's also a matter of timing. Had the Padres started 9-9 and then had gone 8-2 in their last 10 games to get to 17-11, we'd all be absolutely thrilled with where they are right now. Game and a half out of first place, fifth best record in baseball. They have the best record against National League teams right now. All these, the 7 of 9 stretch is all against interleague, opponents who aren't even in their league. They're just not playing well in interleague series right now, but they've done the job in the National League. They get back to that tomorrow night against the San Francisco Giants. And with the moves they made over the weekend, with Kyle Hart going down and going with the 4-man rotation, they got Nick Pivetta and Michael King set up to face the Giants the first 2 games against a red-hot team. Really important series here for the San Diego Padres to stabilize and, make us feel all a little bit better if they can get something done the next couple of days against the Giants.
Yeah, guys are gonna have to step up. And like I tweeted yesterday, you just got swept by the Rays. Your prize is Logan Webb. That's your prize. You're gonna have to elevate your game a little bit. Again, hopefully Luis is back.
They also have to face Nick Pivetta though.
Yeah, they do.
And that ain't anything easy.
Nick Pavetta's been great, man. But yeah, it's hard. Tatis is really, you feel like the only one that's truly stepping up, raising his game, elevating his game a little bit right now when you need it from at least the top 4 in your lineup. It's hard to throw Gavin Sheets in there. That guy, I said last week, he really had earned some looks, against left-handed pitching and things like that. And he's turned into a pumpkin a little bit, man. It's a long season. It's a struggle. Yeah, I'm sure his confidence is shot. Xander's confidence is shot right now. It's a tough watch. They're a tough watch right now. There is no denying.
Outside of Manny and Tatis, just offensively, I'm probably most comfortable next right now with Tyler Wade.
Yeah. I mean, he tries to do something.
But when they need him in a big spot to come through yesterday,
that was a strikeout. That was a gnarly matchup, dude. That matchup for him, I go, you got no shot.
That guy who's specializes in getting lefties out, that was tough.
I think we've seen a little bit of Toddy trying a little too hard.
Oh yeah,
pressing
everybody.
About it last week, trying to steal third. Was that against Detroit? Stole third on Wednesday. We don't need that right now.
Yeah, they're pressing.
Saw one of his worst at bats of the season, probably on Saturday night, late in that game. He had shown so much patience at the plate. He had completely changed his approach. He wasn't chasing. And then with the game on the line, looking for the big hit, he's fishing for sliders in the dirt.
Yep. It happens, man. The pressing thing is absolutely real. You're trying to make something happen. We've seen this out of this team before. It's not uncommon by any stretch. But, listen, like you said, nobody in the division has had a monster week by any stretch. They really haven't. I mean, everybody has picked the right time to kind of skid. We really needed to scratch out at least one win. We didn't. It's over. You got to flush it. You got to stay positive and move on and figure out a way to beat Logan Webb and the Giants tomorrow night. But it's a tough. They are a tough watch right now. I mean, the pitching has been really pretty good. I mean, Michael King was electric. Dylan Cease was he's again kind of he's walking too many guys. Randy Vasquez I thought pitched okay. The bullpen's been really good. It's a tough watch offensively.
If Dylan Cease's name wasn't Dylan Cease, it would have been a fine outing.
Yeah,
but we have come to to not just more,
just a little
significantly
off.
more.
He's just a little off. We'll talk about the other games.
I mean, it's 2 earned runs. Again,
right? He's not way off. He struck out 6. He's a little off.
We have there's no margin for error right now.
Right.
And that's a tough way to play a baseball game. It's a tough way to play.
Wood said earlier, we've got a deep well of don't do this to draw from on the program today. So we'll get into some of those stories coming up next. We got Dennis Lynn joining us in our next hour. Lots to get to. More Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Quickly, let me tell you about QC Kinetics. I've been telling you about them for a long time, and I will continue to preach to you about QC Kinetics. If you're experiencing joint pain of any kind, you owe it to yourself to call them today. And if it's keeping you away from doing things that you love, no matter what it is, if it's riding bikes or riding Peloton or playing golf or baseball, whatever it is, man, call QC Kinetics today at 619-614-PAIN. Now is the best time to get started. I don't know where I would be without them, honestly. There's nothing that I want to do right now that I can't do, and that's 100% thanks to QC Kinetics. Had very, very painful wrists, did not know what the problem was, went in, got treatments, and doing everything I love to do right now. So call them today, 619-614-PAIN. Get back to enjoying your life without chronic joint pain. They will give you a free consultation. They got appointments available today. Torrey Hills and Hillcrest. No reason to wait anymore. Call QC Kinetics at 619-614-PAIN. It's 619-614-PAIN. Let them know Woodsy from 97.3 The Fan sent you.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Don't do this on a Monday. Brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. Clearly, we could throw the Shedeur Sanders prank call in this segment, but we're not going to because we got some other things we wanted to get to, and we can talk about it later. I'm going to start. This was just an unusual one. So I grew up at our house every Sunday morning. My mother absolutely loved watching CBS Sunday Morning with Charles Kuralt and then Charles Osgood.
We still do, man.
You do? It's
Yeah.
Now, if you're not a sports person and you don't watch a lot of news programs, this is a really good one. It tends to be very positive, a lot of uplifting stories. They have a very distinct style as well. All the reporters speak very slowly and deliberately and all
Kind
their
of like
stories.
60 minutes ish.
Yeah, but it's a lot. I don't know. It's a little softer in terms of its style. It's featurey. There are some news making, interviews on the program. And this Sunday, they sat down for a interview with Bill Belichick, the head football coach at the University of North Carolina, who was willing to do so because he's promoting a new book that he is releasing. So
the old book tour
that comes with, some media obligations. So he sat down with one of their anchors for an interview, and sitting off to the side during the interview was Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, the 24-year-old. It made a lot of headlines.
Yeah.
Their relationship, what do they call it? A May-December romance. Belichick is 73, so
nice to be considered. You definitely don't want to be in the December part of that conversation. You'd like to be in the May part.
It's certainly been a curiosity for people, and I thought the interviewer, Tony, what's his name? Tony. Yeah, I don't know his last name, but it's I thought he handled it pretty well. Like, people are curious about this. What do you have to say about it? That's when things got a little awkward.
The most awkward might have been what Bill Belichick was wearing.
Oh,
a
yeah.
navy football t-shirt with holes all over it.
He wore one of his hole-ridden, moth-eaten sweatshirts. How does he even get that many holes in his clothes?
It looks like
they make clothes better than that nowadays.
Well, you can buy distressed clothing.
I was gonna say,
It's very expensive.
That might be a brand new t-shirt.
It could have been from Urban Outfitters because his girlfriend is 24. Hey, I got this. It's got the holes already pre-made. I remember seeing when I was a kid. I was in 6th grade. I watched a Bon Jovi video, and I believe it was Living on a Prayer. And John Bon Jovi had these ripped jeans. So I went to my closet, pulled out my jeans, and started cutting the jeans because I wanted them to look like John Bon Jovi's.
I will say, and people will point to Bill Belichick. Well, he doesn't care about
appearances.
The appearances.
You're on TV.
He clearly has makeup on. His hair is done. But he put on this. So this is,
I'm telling you, there's a non-zero chance that shirt costs $800.
This is a bit of an act by Bill Belichick. I'll call him out on it.
Yeah.
The wearing of the dumpy, hole-ridden clothes is an act. He puts enough time. He's well kempt up on like his face level.
Sure.
His hair is done. They put makeup on him. He didn't say no to any of that. He just didn't bother putting on a decent-looking shirt. We've seen him in, suit and tie at events. He can do it. He just doesn't because that's the image he wants to portray, that he doesn't care about anything else. So I'll call him out on that. But things got a little bit weird when Tony asked him about his relationship with Jordan Hudson.
The other change for Belichick is 24-year-old Jordan Hudson, his creative muse, as he writes in his book.
Make sure that that's the
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
not talking about this.
Oh.
No.
No.
Oh,
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on, though Hudson has recently posted about it on Instagram.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it. I love that. There's some great pictures of you and Jordan where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you. What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
To have these different sort of photos. There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet. She's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
When you get that assignment from your producer, hey, you got Belichick, I quit. I quit. And by the way, his girlfriend's going to be there, and she's going to be wearing you out the whole time. That's it for me. I'm out of the media. I'm going to go sell something door to door.
Send her your questions.
I think it makes Bill Belichick seem very inauthentic.
It does.
You know, I think in his, as the coach of the Patriots,
he's always authentic.
You kind of believe that he was, all right, he's single-minded about his football. He doesn't give really a care in the world about anything else.
How did you guys meet?
Anything
Not
else.
talking about this.
But clearly with Jordan, he's put in a little effort. I mean, it takes some effort to do the whole photo shoot as a mermaid and a fisherman and balancing, her on your feet the way he was doing it. So he's willing to go the extra mile for her, but no one else at all.
I'm picturing the conversation in our house. If Hannah asked me to go to the beach, dress up as a fisherman, and let her be a mermaid and me no, absolutely not. Don't we catch enough grief online? I'm gonna balance you
but if
on
it
my.
Made her happy, you wouldn't just do it.
No, because it doesn't make me happy.
Well, does anyone think that Bill Belichick is enjoying that part of the relationship?
Not talking about this.
I would have said no, but
I would think no.
Is he a hostage right now? Because that's what it feels like.
So I feel like he's doing it just to make her happy. So why can't you just do other things like with your interview? Just give a normal answer.
They said
be a normal person.
They said they met on a plane
That's
originally.
What we heard.
Now you've made it 1,000. Now there's all kinds of rumors.
Now
like
it's suspicious.
Now it's suspicious. This one got me over the weekend, obviously, and I saw just the first thing I saw was Jarren Duran, who plays outfield for the Boston Red Sox, and it was Jarren Duran going after a fan. Then the context came out from Red Sox broadcasters. They were playing in Cleveland, and apparently there were a lot of fans around. They all heard this. It's been confirmed that a fan told Jarren Duran, you should have killed yourself when you had the chance. And if you watch Inside the Clubhouse on Netflix, Jarren Duran was very open about his mental health struggles, talked about the time when he actually had the barrel of a gun in his mouth and actually pulled the trigger and it didn't go off. And there's a line, right? There is an absolute line when it comes to heckling or anything like that. I think that fan unequivocally crossed the line there. And Jarren Duran talked about it after the game. He was very complimentary of the security and the staff. And, I think I did see people saying, oh, he's soft. And that's the kind of negative stuff that can lead men to not talking about, things that they're going through. And he did say, he said, when you open yourself up like that, you open yourself up to the enemy too. And I said, man, that's a really, really, and it's true. It's been, I've never had a gun in my mouth, but those dark times certainly have made their way into my head and my life. And a lot of people out there listening, please, just a reiteration, don't be afraid to ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you soft. And that fan, man, that fan's got to go for life. You can't be yelling stuff like that out at players. You just can't.
I'm sad that he even has to say it opens you up to the enemy.
Yeah.
Because what they say doesn't matter at all.
Right.
All that matters is what your friends and your family and your supporters say. And it's been nothing but really from the good side, an outpouring of love and support for Jarren Duran, which is why you are open about these things to begin with, because there is help and there is support.
Yeah.
And so many people are just afraid to say anything and ask for it when
Sure.
it would be readily given. It's not, everyone thinks they'll be a burden when they ask for help. Most people enjoy, helping and trying to, be a shoulder to lean on or just an ear to listen. Most people actually like doing that. It's not a burden at all. And everyone thinks they're going to be a burden when they share their struggles. And it's not the case.
There's professionals out there. There's professionals, and that's their job is to do it. But yeah, there's definitely a line, man. And that the Guardians put out a statement apologizing, and they're looking into it. And I think Jarren Duran has curried a lot of support and favor, and he certainly got mine. I'll be a fan of his for the rest of my life. He's, I know he's had his issues, man, for sure. But that's a tough one to go out there and hear. That's a tough one to go out. You're just playing a baseball game at this point. Like, what are we doing here? Tough.
Finally, little do this for a Monday.
DD mega doo-doo.
And I get sometimes people get tired of stories that have become too big, but I got caught up in the Wrexham series and the story of, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney buying a 5th level English soccer team, like from in Wales, that was really truly at the bottom of the barrel. 13 years out of the actual the league promotion standings in a town that had become run down, that had been economically passed by. And they go and they put a little bit of their Hollywood money into it and turn it into a reality show. And it could have gone really bad. Could have been embarrassing for everybody. They didn't know soccer, but they started winning. They got promoted into the, in the second season, they got promoted into the actual football table in the 4th division. And then they won again and got promoted into the 3rd league. And just this weekend, after another year, their 5th season, they got promoted for a 3rd straight time.
Crazy, man.
And are now into the championship league for next year, which is just one step away from the Premier League. So if they finish top, whatever it is, 3 or 4 in their league this year, now the competition is going to be much, much tougher, but they could actually be playing next year with Manchester United and Liverpool, who won the Premier League over the weekend. They could have gone from nowhere to the top of the top in English soccer. It really is a remarkable story.
It is.
They did it with a win at home, 3-0 over Charlton Athletic over the weekend. And I'm now looking forward to this next season that'll come out, that'll chronicle yet another stunning rise for this soccer team in Wales that has really captured the imagination of the world. They have fans all over the planet now.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really cool story.
Yeah, it's pretty excellent. Pretty excellent.
And that is don't and do this for a Monday. All right, we will get some more Padres talk and go back to the really tough offensive games. Hey, we just talked about the 4-2 loss. What about the 1-0 loss on Friday where they didn't score at all against Shane Boz? We'll get into that and much more coming up with Ben and Woods. Don't go away at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I want to talk about Prize Picks. In baseball season, Prize Picks, a really fun way to play daily fantasy. Very simple. All you have to do is pick more or less on just up to 2 players to put into a lineup. And now with a shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash with Prize Picks. It's really easy to sign up. Just go to their website, download the app, and when you do, use our code KWFN to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KWFN. Get $50 instantly to play your first $5 lineup. Whenever the mood strikes, you got a hunch about a certain player, like perhaps Nick Pivetta and strikeouts. You can go more than 5.5 strikeouts. You got a hunch about that. Put a couple of players in your lineup and win actual money this baseball season with Prize Picks. Really easy. It's safe. They get over 10 million users. You can get your money fast when you win in as quick as 15 minutes with Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for all the quick and easy deposits and withdrawals all baseball season long. So check it out at Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
That was pretty rough Friday and Saturday for Xander Bogaerts as he committed errors in both of those games, Woods. And they both actually hurt the Padres pretty bad in losses to the Tampa Bay Rays. 1-0 on Friday. Throwing error that led to it was really Michael King's only rough inning where they loaded the bases. And he got out of the jam with just the 1 run, but pitch count got so high that Michael King was only able to go 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 0 earned runs, a walk, and 9 strikeouts. I mean, really, actually, an outstanding performance by Michael King
as
yet
usual.
again.
As usual.
And then the bullpen comes in and tosses 4 shutout innings. So, I mean, Padres win at 8-1. We're pretty happy. The problem is they didn't score against Shane Baz.
He's nasty. He's nasty.
He was very good.
But man, like you still had a chance, and the error happened, what inning?
Third
inning.
Got to score 1 to win.
It shouldn't kill you, right? It shouldn't kill you. 1 throwing error, which is, fairly unacceptable on that particular play. Had more time than, Sheets, a better first baseman, makes that pick. It's a cavalcade. It's a comedy of errors at that point. But an error in the third should not bury your baseball team. It just shouldn't. It shouldn't.
But you really didn't make any other mistakes
the
whole game.
Correct. It just should not bury your team.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to play perfect baseball every day to win.
Correct. Like the margin for error of this team is razor thin. Razor. And of course, it's exacerbated because we don't score a run.
Yeah, had he not committed that error, they might still be playing
They
that
could
game
still
right now.
be
With the
playing
Padres
right
bullpen
now.
and the Rays bullpen. I mean, it might be 0-0 in the 92nd inning.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten to game 2 of the series yet because I don't know if anyone else was scoring in that game. Padres had a chance in the 9th inning when I believe they reached base on a strikeout.
Yeah, it was scoring it away
to get the tying run on board. And then Mason McCoy pinch ran, and on a ball that Cameron Meisner made a really nice catch. Unfortunately, and I don't know what McCoy is supposed to do. He said he looked to the umpire quickly because he didn't know if he trapped it or caught it. So he looked to the umpire for the only thing he can do because he's got to either run left towards second base or right back to first base. And the umpire's got to say something. He goes, umpire didn't say anything. So I'm left there guessing which way to go. And he ends up, not getting back to first base in time, and the game is over.
That diving play, I cost Paulie an RBI a couple weeks ago on off third base. Paulie had a base hit, but I didn't see that the guy trapped it. The umpire didn't say an effing word. So I go back to tag, and I get thrown out by 10 feet by the right fielder who jumps to his feet and fires one in. You're in literal no man's land. It's a risk that you have to calculate in this quick. Do I just go? If he just goes to second, he's doubled off, right?
But if he goes back to first and it's trapped, he's forced at second.
It is such a crap circumstance for Mason McCoy. So yeah, it sucked. There's no way things again.
And he injured himself.
And he hurt himself. Everything that was going our way before is now going against us. And the snowball effect is absolutely real. But so you look at that and you go, all right, Shane Baz, who has been absolutely electric. I said it on the show Friday, Ben. If you get to Shane Baz, you got to do it early. The dude has not given up a run after the 4th inning all season. And he was electric. As he has the capabilities of being. So, all right, fine. Second time in 2 days, I've tipped my cap to the opposing pitcher because
Reese
Olson was Greg Maddux against the San Diego Padres. And, we asked Carlos about this on Friday. I said, how rare is it for a hitter to give a pitcher credit. He goes, it almost never happens. I go, when I heard Manny say Reese Olson was fantastic and he was dotting the corners, I go, yeah, he must have been really good. So you tip your hat again. It sucks. The next game, more of the same.
There was a nice moment on Friday, which could have even been our do this, but credit to Padres fans for their welcome back of Ha-Sung Kim.
Yeah.
When he got to tip his cap.
Oh, dude, I was there on Friday night. He got a huge ovation. They started chanting, Ha-Sung Kim.
Which was, that was really nice. I was glad to see the appreciation. He seemed happy for it. He made some comments after the game.
Y'all miss him now, don't you?
Yeah. I mean,
miss him now, don't you?
I mean, he wouldn't have played for us at this point.
I get it.
He hasn't played for them, but
I get it.
He made some comments after the game, like, what, was there an offer? Could you have come back? And he goes, I don't know. I just let my agent handle it. I have no idea. I have no idea if the Padres wanted me back or didn't want me back. My agent handled it and said, you're going to Tampa. So I thought, really, you had no say in the matter whatsoever. You had no idea what was going on in the offseason. And, they gave him a pretty good deal, though, considering he was hurt.
Yep.
Got his 2 years with Tampa. And he'll be a nice addition. I mean, that's a team that's now back to 500.
Yep.
It's got really good pitching. And if he can inject some life like he did with the Padres, he gets healthy and has a decent second half of the season, Tampa, I think, could threaten for a wild card spot, at least in the American League.
The Simpson kid is so fun to watch.
And he was really the breakout star of this series. Obviously, on Saturday, in that game, he was an offensive threat the whole way. But the catch he made to rob Manny Machado of the home run in the seventh inning, maybe the most electric moment of the entire series.
Yeah.
Just everything going the Rays' way. But that was the Dylan Cease game we mentioned a little bit earlier.
Might be my new favorite player in baseball to watch.
He's
actually,
he's fast.
I just don't ever want to see him against the Padres ever again.
I don't ever want to see the Rays again. They absolutely own this franchise. I mean, they own us. There's no question about it. It's one of those deals where you look at it, it makes no sense. And I honestly,
did I hear on the broadcast yesterday, Don said something like, the Rays and the Padres have played, I think, 15 series, and Padres have been swept in four or five? Yeah. Maybe 4 before yesterday's result. So
yeah, 5? I don't want to play them anymore. But no, he was a really, really fun player to watch. They've got good, young, exciting players that, they're going to grind their pitching down and then they're going to trade guys and it's tough. But Friday, Benny, I was pretty confident this team coming back home was going to win 2 or 3. I kind of thought Shane Baz was going to own this team the way that they swung against Reese Olson the day before the previous game. And I was all right. I can live with that. It sucked. We had some opportunities. We didn't get it. But one error shouldn't have buried this team on Friday, but Shane Baz, he shoved. So fine. I really thought we were going to win the next 2. I was pretty confident, and especially the game yesterday against Zach Littell with an almost 5.4 ERA, 0-5 on the season. And he came out and pitched well. So it was a really, really bad weekend at Petco Park.
Yeah, Xander Bogaerts had the other error on Saturday with the collision, the pop-up that led
20
to
feet on the second base side of the bag.
An unearned run against Dylan Cease, who also had his own problems as well. Gave up the Lau home run in the third, walked 4. That's really something Dylan Cease has never done in the past and, can't be doing going forward. Now, he's still getting swing and miss, got 6 strikeouts. He's still hard to hit.
Yeah.
He's just a little off. He's not like lost it completely. He's just a little off, and that's keeping him from going deep into games like we usually see Dylan Cease. There's something there. I trust Ruben Niebla is going to get it, whatever it is. It's like I feel like he's one mental key. He's just one thought away from becoming Dylan Cease again. It's not a whole overhaul that they need to do of Dylan Cease.
Yeah.
He's just a little bit off early in the season, and with the Padres offense struggling,
no margin for
that's
error.
all it takes. There's no margin for error. Ryan Pepio, 6 innings, 3 hits, an earned run. Yeah, that's the guy you need to start going to town against, as well as Zach Littell.
Yeah, Janine says I figured he would try harder in a walk here, but yikes! I don't know that it's a question of effort. I think it's some guys are good in that scenario, and some guys are like, when you're pitching for your next contract, some guys like you get a guy that's motivated and is like, oh, this is it. I'm going to show you guys what I can do. Pete Crow Armstrong's a great example. Turned down a big extension and is like, I had it. I was like, this guy can't hit. He's an elite defender. He can't hit, but he can run. He's hitting like a madman. He's hitting like Ted Williams right now. He turned down the big extension. He bet on himself. And I think Dylan sees, potentially it could be something where he's like, oh God, I'm going to walk here. I need to be perfect.
I don't think it's mental. I think it's more like golf. In golf, you're not ever.
It's one tweak.
You're always trying to win. It's like, his wrist is slightly in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Or something is just a tiny bit off, but you can't ever quite figure it out because it all feels normal, but it's just like one tiny thing that he's missing.
How concerned are you?
Not really.
I'm not very
really.
concerned. I'm
still running them out there every fifth day, man.
I think we're gonna get to July and be like, remember when we were concerned in April?
I hope so.
I
mean, it'd be nice if everybody went out and dominated and threw like Michael King does.
And again, maybe this is my just optimism talking. But if they had Merrill and Arise and Cronenworth all healthy in the lineup, I think they find a way to win 2 or 3 of these last 6 games, and then they're fine. They wouldn't have won them all, but they would have had a couple of rallies that were just a little bit longer. They probably would have won that 1-0 game. They probably would have found a way maybe to win yesterday. Maybe they would have won one or more of the Tiger games. And then all of a sudden we're talking about the team with the best record in baseball again. That's the difference between not having those guys in the lineup and having them in. It's not that they're going to win every game with them, but these close games that they keep losing because they're not scoring enough, they will have a couple more rallies thanks to those guys that will turn 2 runs into 5 runs and turn a loss into a win.
Well,
that's what we're missing here.
I mean, your lineup gets immediately longer when you have a Cronenworth, Merrill, and an Arise in it. Immediately. Gavin Sheets isn't hitting in the 2 anymore. He's getting better pitches to hit in the 7, and so, it's just, it is what it is at this point. It was a really, really frustrating watch. I still don't subscribe to, I don't think I ever will. I don't subscribe to the no heart. These guys aren't trying. I don't know. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. I see effort. I just don't see execution at all from this team. I see effort. I see them wanting to win. I just don't see the execution right now. And in fact, they're probably trying a little bit too much, and it just kills you. It's just that stupid game where max effort, if you are a linebacker, is exactly what you want most times, right? I see the guy has the ball. He's running. I'm giving it 100%. Baseball is, Tony Gwynn Jr. was talking about yesterday, do less. Just do less.
There are teams that over the course of the season will play well, and then for whatever reason, they just lose it, and you see the effort, everything declines.
It wanes.
It doesn't happen that a team in the beginning of April is playing as sharp,
12-1 at home,
as fantastic as any team.
Let's quit.
And then they just flip the switch and go, let's just quit on that and do everything different than we were. It's baseball. It's weird. It's not
weird.
An effort thing.
It's really not. I don't think
it's an execution. It's just a confluence of events. Yeah. All right, we need to check traffic. I want to spend a couple of minutes at least on the top national sports story over the weekend, which was weird. It was the Shedeur Sanders draft saga, and that's coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Sedano Ford. Spring deals are on now. Visit sedanoford.com for details. We still have a number of problems, guys, and keep in mind some slick roadways thanks to some scattered showers around the county. Now getting reports of a solo vehicle accident northbound 5 right before Mile of Cars Way. It looks like this is in the center divide, and collision on westbound 8 near Sports Arena. That's over the right shoulder. A couple vehicles involved. And to the call of spring with a 2025 Ford Maverick, just $219 a month, tariff-free with employee pricing at Sedano Ford in La Mesa. But hurry, these deals won't stick around. Visit sedanoford.com for complete details. And Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I can't imagine you watched much draft coverage. I really didn't watch any of it at all, Woods. But did you see the videos, at least, of Mel Kiper Jr. losing his mind?
I've never seen anything like it, man.
As Shedeur Sanders continued to drop and drop.
I'm not sure I ride for Mrs. Woods that hard. I watched him and I was like, I don't know. Like this is this feels dirty at this point, the way he was riding.
Now, there's no draft Nick who gets them all right. And we talked about it during my mock the draft last Tuesday. Everyone gets everything wrong. I actually was pretty close on Armand Membo. He didn't go number 5. He went number 7 to the Jets. I was pretty close
number 7.
Membo number 7. But other than that, this was a shocker because, Shedeur Sanders was a really good quarterback. Put up record numbers at Colorado. Most experts at least thought, even if they thought Mel had him a little overrated, Still had him as a late first round, maybe second round pick. Not someone who was going to fall to the 5th round. So everyone kind of assumed, well, it must have been the Dion factor, right? That dropped him down to the 5th round. There's just too much Dion influence. No one wanted to deal with that. And to me, that's nuts. Deion Sanders may be a big football personality, but if you were talking about any other like quarterback who was the son of a college football head coach who's had a reasonable amount of success and has grown up in the sport, that's nothing but a positive in most like draft circles. That's extra bonus points for a draft pick. That's not something you hold against him because he's Deion's kid.
Well, it does. The my counter to that though is when he's like, I want to pick where he goes and I want to have final say over the playbook. Weird stuff like that. There is a.
I mean, NFL teams will draft a guy who's like, yeah, I know we probably killed someone, but they can't prove it, and he's got all this talent.
Of course,
so we'll still take him with the 9th
But
pick.
there's a sliding scale that is proportional to your talent, right? It's and that's how they judge it. Do we want this circus from our 3rd string quarterback or even our 2nd string quarterback? And you are going to get a circus. And I like the kid and I like Deion too. And I've defended him, but I kind of understood a little bit of why the slide happened originally. But there was no place for this. I didn't think the prank call.
The prank call is just a crazy just twist on this story and how it got out. And we don't have time for it.
We can get to it.
But we can get to it.
I thought it was crazy. Like, I'm not a huge Mel Kiper Jr. fan, I guess, but when this guy's been doing this for long enough, like 40 years.
Yeah.
And he said, I've never had a player ranked so high. I think he was his 5th overall player in the draft.
He got egg
fall that far.
He got egg on his face.
I mean, to
Nobody
see the
likes
name
that.
Shedeur Sanders is best available for 3 days sitting there going, still there, huh?
Yep.
Still there, as everyone below him has been taken long ago. Just a wild story. We'll reset and have more on this coming up. Next hour of Ben Woods on the way on 97.3 The Fan.
Halfway home on an absolutely exhausting Monday morning for Padre fans out there, certainly. Ben Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Got Benny back in studio. Good to have him home from Henderson, Nevada. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. And, of course, the aforementioned Benjamin Higgins. Back from vacation, freshly tanned, freshly chapped lips. Very, very chapped lips. Windy.
And dry.
Let me ask you a question. Does chapstick work?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Maybe if you put it on before your lips get chapped, but after it's done, it's done.
You're done. You just got to.
Don't have mine. I think it absolutely works.
I feel like it's a placebo, Paulie. Oh. It feels good when you put it on, but I don't I can feel the healing. I don't know. I feel like once your lips are chapped, you're toast.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We go out to Arizona, throw on some Aquaphor.
Do you?
Lip balm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I try to hydrate extra before Arizona. Never helps.
I tried so far. I had electrolyte water. I had vitamin water. I would drink like half a dozen of those a day and more, and you just can't stay hydrated.
So Jacob says chapstick does in fact help chapped lips. Gas station says chapstick is a scam to keep your lips more chapped and create the feedback loop. Chapstick is a preventative measure. So do you have to load it up? You have to load up your lips before you go play
Perhaps.
golf. All right.
That was my mistake. I didn't do it until after I felt the lips getting chapped.
And Gonzo said that's what big lip balm wants you to think. That's exactly right. I don't trust anybody. Carmex is mentioned in the chat. I hate Carmex. I don't like the way it tastes.
I'm a big Burt's Bees guy.
Burt's Bees tastes fantastic. I'll eat the stick right out of the thing. I love it. It tastes great. But I just feel like it doesn't work, man. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. Jacob says you feel a little chap, put a little chapstick on. Yes, but it feels like it's a placebo. It just helps for a second. 1 second. I'm like, ooh, I feel relief. Now, have you been loading up your lips during the show? Because those are white. They look like crackhead lips.
Yeah.
To be honest with you right
this
now.
morning.
You were glistening when you came in.
I don't carry it. It's just in my bathroom. Yeah, I don't carry.
Never?
No, I don't carry chapstick with me.
I might have some floating around my bag. You want to use my chapstick?
Not really.
I didn't think so. You can put your finger on it and it won't bother me.
How would that be any different than putting my lips on it?
That's a good question. Really wouldn't. You want to cut the top layer off like Al Pastor?
Shave the top
Shave
layer
it off, and then you can use it, and then I'll shave it again. Whatever you want.
Because otherwise, we've essentially kissed by proxy.
Which is fine. Today is actually Kiss Your Mate Day.
You're not my mate. Stop.
We're
no,
mates.
we're not
Australia.
mates.
Mwah.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Now, if you were going to give me some blueberry pie,
ooh,
'cause
blueberry
it's
pie,
National Blueberry pie, I would take that.
Any day is a good day for pie.
Blueberry pancake. I might have some. I'll poke around my bag. I've got all kinds of stuff floating in there. You'd be surprised. We promised you guys we would play because there's actually somebody in the chat, Bill, who apparently lives in a cave and did not see or hear about this Shedeur Sanders prank call. He's waiting.
So before we play the audio, the setup here is that Shedeur Sanders actually got like a new phone with a new number.
I think all draft picks
all
do.
the top draft picks do. I hadn't known this until this year.
Same.
But instead of giving out their personal number to every single GM and personnel guy around the league, to make that call, they just get a number set up for the draft in particular. It's just, a phone they use for a few days. This is the number we will call you on if we draft you. So this is a phone
only circulates in NFL personnel.
Yeah. None of
directories.
Shedeur's friends or anyone has this number. It is simply for NFL use, which means anyone who calls that number likely is part of the NFL family somehow, which is why the call was so bizarre. This happened.
It's also why this doesn't happen every year.
Right. This was Friday. Yeah. I mean, then you'd have a bunch of, yahoos from high school who have your number who are like, oh yeah, just got you. No, I'm not really calling to draft you. So that's why they have a special number for just the draft. So on Saturday or Friday during the second round, Shedeur's, the bat phone rings. So this must be someone calling from the NFL. Likely means this is the moment. I'm about to be drafted. And here's what it sounded like.
Hey, is this Shedeur? This is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Okay, this ain't gonna be nothing there.
Hey, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
All right, let's break it down. So, rate, take emotion out of it, take human beings out of it. A+.
Hey, is this Shedeur?
A+ prank. Yes?
In terms of concept,
yes.
If this is
it's an A+.
If this is Jackass or something.
Yes,
sure.
it's
I
an
understand
A.
what you're saying.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
Execution.
First of all,
C+.
He sounds nothing like a middle-aged general manager. That sounds like a 22-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds exactly like what it turned out to be.
Now, hang on. Everyone getting mad at me in the chat. I said, for the first part, grade the prank. A+ prank.
Yeah.
The concept is an A+.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man.
It's a great idea when you say, wouldn't it be funny to do this? And you go, yes.
The
But then
timing
to actually do it,
The timing of it is the worst thing ever.
It's horrible.
The meanness is off the charts, right? You got to let me finish. That prank sucked for that kid in that moment. It really, really sucked. I would hate it. Now, I think there would be a part of me that would laugh after it's over and I did get taken and I knew where I was going. And he is going, where the hell is he going? He's going
Cleveland.
to the Browns.
Yeah.
He of the 5 quarterbacks.
If someone really called like 2 minutes later and said, no, all right, this is the real one and you're going, wouldn't have been that big of a deal. The fact that he had to wait another 3 rounds and another entire day before he was selected just makes it even worse.
Oh, it makes it even worse. So I did feel terrible for him. Now, here's the other thing we've talked about at length on this program. When you do that prank and then you post it on social media, this generation and posting their crimes, as it were, I use that term loosely, is a real thing. They do it all the time. Here's me beating up a guy. Here's me doing this, and you get the clout from it, and you got what you wanted. And then, of course, people are like, "Well, who did this? How did we figure this out?"
So the perpetrator, as was revealed yesterday, was 21-year-old Jax Ulbrich, who is the son of Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich. Now, you're thinking, oh, does he work for the organization? Is he some sort of assistant? No, he was simply at his parents' house and saw his dad's iPad, which was open,
allegedly,
that had the number for Shedeur Sanders. So he thought, I'll write it down, and I had this idea, and I'm going to pull it off.
Give it to my buddies.
Yeah, and then
they did it.
And then they actually did it. And yesterday, the
internet's pretty good at finding anything out. Like if it was just the kid in the Ole Miss shirt that was on video making the call, you probably could have done some deep diving and said, all right, well, this guy's son also goes to Ole Miss. They probably would have figured it out. But for the kid who didn't make the call but found the number and gave it to his friend to just be sitting in the background of the video, I'm like, you're a moron.
Was he back there?
Yeah, he's in the video.
He's in the. I didn't know.
He's
that.
laughing. He's sitting there on the couch
man.
next to the guy on the phone.
All right, so and then once it came out who it was, is he the defensive coordinator or he's a defensive
Falcons defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator, his son.
So he gets the number, and I thought to myself, when it comes out that my kid went to my iPad and took this kid's number and gave it to his buddies and participated in this prank, I can't imagine the firestorm that went on in the Ulbrich household. I would have lost my mind at my children. Lost my mind. You're messing with dad's gig now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do you know what your father is going to have to deal with at work this week? Do you have any idea how much trouble he's going to be in because of what you did? It's the mom that really you would worry about.
No, it's
Screaming.
the dad.
It's dad.
No, it's the
It's
dad.
definitely dad.
It's the dad. In my house, it's the dad. Bro, Bo was sitting next to me. I explained the whole story to him, and I was like, do you know? I go, it's like, it's so dire. He could have lost his gig. I mean, You're leaving like, hey, man, can we trust you to keep our proprietary information safe? It's all of that. It's all
I
of
mean,
that.
if you're the dad, though, and you're just at home and no one's there other than your family, you don't feel like that's a security risk. Like you have to lock everything up because my 21-year-old happens to be here. I wouldn't have,
pretty much.
I wouldn't certainly think of that would even be a possibility that would happen.
I think you got to be more careful with your stuff. Where's your Lakers ring now? Did you move it?
I'm not telling now.
Exactly.
Not telling.
Why?
Should there be any disciplinary action
To the
dad?
No, he
to
got.
anybody. I mean,
He got his ass chewed, and the kid apologized. He wrote a statement. He apologized. He actually
said,
called. He called Shedeur.
I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. Alberg posted on Instagram. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life. I made a terrible mistake and messed with that moment. Thank you for accepting my call earlier today. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Andy just summed it
he's
up.
sorry
for
he
me.
got caught. By the way,
Andy summed it up. It said, "Imagine your kids pranking Manny or AJ. I've got AJ Preller's phone number in my phone. Bo goes into my phone, gets AJ Preller's number, and him and his buddies start pranking AJ Preller. See you later, buddy. You're going like I'm throwing you in the version of Rikers Island that I can find. You're going to military school, pal. Like you're done. It's egregious, man. And I guess you're right. Like I just leave my phone. Bo gets my code, puts it. Hey, I got AJ Preller's phone number here. Let's prank him. You're a dead man. You're toast. You're toast. It's unacceptable. I don't think he should have gotten fired or anything like that. But boy, that conversation that was not a comfortable Saturday or Sunday in their household. So that's the prank. It was really mean spirited prank. It's tough. And only time will tell with what happens with Shedeur Sanders in the NFL. Will he stay with Cleveland? They drafted a quarterback ahead of him,
Dylan Gabriel in the third round.
Yep.
They already have Joe Flacco.
Yep.
And who's the other quarterback on the roster?
I have
Kenny Pickett.
Deshaun Watson.
Kenny Pickett
still
and
on the
Deshaun
payroll.
Watson. I'm not counting him. And there was still talk that they might go out and like trade for Kirk Cousins. Like they're not. It's not out of the question. They could add an even more proven veteran to the mix. So, I mean, does Shedeur Sanders even see the field this year? Does he end up the starter by week 3? I think everything is in play.
Yeah, it's on the table
right now for Shedeur Sanders. It's gonna, if he plays well. Certainly an organization that can't say, hey, we are set at quarterback. You've got no chance. No, you got a chance with the Cleveland Browns organization. You absolutely have a chance.
Even with 5 guys in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe 6 eventually. Maybe they will pull off a trade. Maybe somebody else quarterback will get hurt. I mean, yeah, it is. It's crazy. It was a crazy, crazy prank. And again, to post it on social media, it's like this was never going to go well for you. It was never going to go well for you.
But is it satisfying if it's just for you and your friend and no one else?
No, because you have to tell everybody about it.
You don't get any of the credit.
You don't get any of the clout.
Nobody knows about it. It's not funny.
That's right. That's right.
Can you do something awesome and then never tell anybody the rest of your life?
It's a good question. It's a really good question.
Horrible.
Or something horrible. Yeah, I think that's more the norm.
Yeah.
Doing something horrible and never telling anybody. But a prank like that at 21 years old, you're telling everybody, hey, man, look what I did today. And then it gets out. So, yeah, it is. Time's up. Good point here. When you have 4 quarterbacks, you have 0 quarterbacks. That's a really good point. That's an old adage, and I hadn't heard that in a while, and you are 1,000% right.
Talking about a prank, but on the opposite end of the spectrum, doing something good. I'll never forget, there was a guy I went to high school with. He's kind of an interesting character, and he would always do things that seemed really well intended. Go out on Thanksgiving night and pass out meals to people downtown. But he had to post videos and pictures of him handing out the sandwiches.
Yeah.
And somebody, I don't know if I read it or somebody said it, but they just said, when you want to do something great, that's good. That's for them. Once you decide to post it on social media, now it's for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And that hit home so strongly.
But conversely, too, though, there is the way out of that is, oh, no, I'm trying to bring awareness to the people that, if I can do a nice gesture, you should do a nice gesture as
you
well.
Promote it and you pay it forward sort of thing. Yeah. But I mean, if it weren't for the late, great Bryce Miller, We would have never known about Peter Seidler's midnight walks.
Yeah.
Buying
good point.
Sandwiches for homeless people.
He wasn't taking selfies.
He didn't promote it. He did not post it anywhere. He did not talk about it at all.
And Jacob nails. He says most people do neither, and that's exactly right. I mean, I'd rather
But
have.
imagine seeing somebody post on Instagram. You're scrolling Instagram and you see, and they're like smiling in the camera as they're handing out sandwiches or something. You're like, that feels kind of dirty.
It does.
I don't like that.
I've seen it a ton, man. I've seen it a ton, but now better that than to do nothing for sure.
This hour of Bennett Woods brought to you by Frozen Ropes San Diego. Hey, parents, here's a message from Coach Kurt at Frozen Ropes. Is your child 6 to 12 years old? Then Baseball Summer League is the perfect fit for your player. Starting June 16th through August 17th, Summer League includes 8 practices and 8 games. Register by April 30th. Save $100. Go to SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. We got some giveaways in the second half of the program, including Padres tickets for tomorrow's game. Tony Gwynn rookie bobblehead night at Petco Park. Up next, though, your chance to qualify for a trip to Las Vegas. I was just there. It was actually pretty fun. You just have to take on Woods in our 5-question musical trivia challenge. If you'd like to be our contestant, call in now, 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. We'll play our game coming up next.
To host it. It's not
Did
fun.
Not go? What happened?
We got through
Played?
it.
I left you with some categories, musical categories.
It's not easy to direct the
And
show,
push
pull
the
up the
buttons, I
songs,
think,
keep score. I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad you're back too. And we were just talking about this, Ben. Is that move that 21-year-old kid made over the weekend to Shedeur Sanders, is that enough to take him out of your will or your trust?
No. I think he'll find a way to forgive his child.
He will.
As long as he learns his lesson and doesn't do it again.
But listen.
You can always threaten, though.
You can. I'm going to go to trustandwill.com and remove you.
Make some changes.
No, Benny and I both did this over the holidays. Go to trustandwill.com today. Get your trust and will set up ASAP. The trust is going to keep your family out of probate court, which is not something you want for your family ever. It's very expensive. It's lengthy. We've got tier 1s that are currently mired in it right now. Trustandwill.com, Ben. You can absolutely do this. It only takes about 30 minutes.
And when you use the code FAN at checkout, FAN, you will get 20% off your estate documents and free shipping right to your home. So you'll have it. You hopefully don't need it for a long time, but you will have it and that peace of mind that comes with setting up a plan for your family, your loved ones, by going to trustandwill.com. That's trustandwill.com. Take on Woods after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Sorry about your Seals. Your public address career officially over.
Yeah, it is.
After Friday night's playoff loss, 5-4.
5
lowest
to
scoring
4.
NLL playoff game in history.
So proud of the guys. I mean, imagine giving up 5 goals and losing.
Like-
Shut them out in the second half.
It's like losing a 1-0 baseball game.
That's exactly right, man. It was an unbelievable run for me. And again, thank you to them. I'm looking forward to helping them find their next PA announcer. I think it will add maybe potentially a couple years to my life to not do it because it was taxing. And but yeah, the season did end. We would have been back here for another game on Friday, but that is not the case.
All right. Well, we will talk other local sports, including our soccer teams coming up. Right now, though, it is time to play a little Take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. Paulie, thank you for filling in the host chair for a couple of days.
Was not fun.
Get back to the normal host, and we got David as our category today. Good morning, or contestant today. Even I'm a little rusty. Good morning, category David. How are you?
Then.
Hey, all right. So here's what you're playing for. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for our April grand prize, 2 tickets in Las Vegas to see either Disturbed, Ghost, or Pantera in concert, plus a 2-night stay at the MGM Grand and a $150 gift card. Get your tickets for all 3 shows now at Ticketmaster.com. And now, here are your categories, contestant David. We've got duets, old and new-ish. It's an all 2-second song category featuring duets. The End of Me, 5 song titles that end with the word me. And this one's a gimme. That's an all 2-second song edition with 5 song titles that include the word gimme. So, duets old and new-ish, The End of Me, or This One's a Gimme. David, what do you want to play?
Let's do gimme.
This One's a Gimme. All right, new category.
Yeah.
Again, all 2-second songs. We've had a bunch of these lately. And this one, the word gimme, is actually the first word in all 5 song titles. That should give you a big advantage over Woods if you can come up with a few of these in your head to begin with. So let's put 60 seconds on the clock. You need to give me both the title and the artist to score the point in all 5 of these. And again, the category is This One's a Gimme. So, David, are you ready to play?
Ready.
Paul, you good? All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, David. Let's take on Woods.
Give me Shelter, Rolling Stones.
Correct. Song number 2.
Give me 3 Steps, Leonard Skinner.
Correct. Song number 3.
Pass.
Song number 4.
Give me Some Love and Spencer Davis Group.
Correct. Song number 5.
Back to the
All right, go
third
on
one.
song number 3.
Pass.
All right,
Don't
go
know
to
the
song number 5 again.
No, I don't have it.
All right, well, you got 3 correct. It's actually Give Me All Your Lovin' by the Spencer Davis Group. I switched them. I'll give it to you. It's actually Give Me Some Lovin' by ZZ Top was the 5th one. And then Gimme, 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 A Man After Midnight by ABBA was the other one. But you did get 3, and I think that could be good enough in a tough category here to at least get a tie against Woods. Let's bring him in and reset everything with the same 5 songs and the same category. All right, David's in. All right,
Good day to beat me, man.
This is another all 2-second song
tired.
category.
Another one.
Another
Jesus
one.
God,
yeah.
it's like 3 in a row.
Well, I figured that would be easier for Paul if you just had the music. I don't know if I was right about that, but at least I tried for him. But this is another one. All right, 60 seconds on the clock. David's score is locked in. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on David.
Give me Shelter, Rolling Stones.
Correct. Song number 2.
Give me 3 Steps by Leonard Skinner.
Correct. Song number 3.
Pass.
Song number 4.
Give me some love. Give me some lovin' by the Spencer Davis Group.
Correct. Song number 5.
Give me all your lovin' ZZ Top.
All right. Song number 3 again.
Give me that taint by Dawkins.
It's Gimme, Gimme, Gimme by ABBA. So here's the interesting
This
thing.
is interesting.
You actually, because David did the same thing, we gave him credit because he said, "Give me some lovin' by the Spencer Davis Group." It's "Give me all your lovin'." Oh no, that is right. The other way.
Give me some
around.
lovin'.
Give me some lovin' by ZZ Top. Give me some lovin' by the Spencer Davis Group.
Give me all your lovin' by ZZ Top.
I switched those around. That's why I was confused. You won 4-3.
Oh, thank God.
You won 4-3.
No, is
on the
there
category.
is there going to be any?
No, we're good. I gave him as much as I could give him, but you actually did win it 4-3.
All right.
So congratulations, David. Thank you for playing. The category, of course, this one's a gimme, with all 5 song titles beginning with the word gimme. Yeah, I just switched the 2 artists on the last 2 when I wrote it down, but you got it right. You did well, Woods.
Thank you.
David did well also, but no winner today. We will try again tomorrow. When we come back, though, we will talk with our Ben & Woods Linsider, Dennis Lin from The Athletic. How worried should we be about the San Diego Padres and the 7-9 swoon over the last week and a half? That is coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, listen, guys, if your monthly bills are keeping you up at night, if you're worried about your finances in these, pretty crazy times, like most people, you've racked up sizable amounts of debt on your credit cards. The monthly payment is not even making a dent. It's time to call Loan Pronto. If you own a home, you've got a super easy way to get tens or even hundreds of thousands in cash out of your home's equity. Loan Pronto has lots of options for helping you tap into the equity in your home, get the cash you need to get back on solid footing. Most homeowners who do this end up wiping out their credit card debt, cutting their monthly expenses by about $1,000. You didn't mean to end up in this position. It happens to the best of us. You don't have to keep stressing about money. If you do own a home, call Loan Pronto for fast debt relief now. 619-207-4336 or go to loanpronto.com. 619-207-4336. It's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
What does Dennis Lin think is fair to worry about, and what are we panicking about needlessly as a Padres fan base? If you listen to Mike Schilt, says we are not worried.
Yeah, that's the only message a skipper can have, I think, in my opinion.
And in most cases, every case, teams will go through struggles at various points in the season.
Yeah, we said it. There's going to be low points, certainly.
Is that what this is? Is this simply just an inevitable struggle for a good team, or are there actual signs of longer term issues? We will find out from Dennis Lin right after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Sedano Ford. Spring deals are on now. Visit SedanoFord.com for details. You guys are still seeing a lot of the usual slowing in the usual spots, but just one accident to mention here. Kearney Villa Road off-ramp, northbound 805. Collision over to the right shoulder, and still some very slick roadways thanks to scattered showers we've had, so you definitely want to give yourself extra time. Spring is here, and so are the savings at Manny Sedano Ford in La Mesa. Get employee pricing on select models like the 2025 Ford Maverick, just $219 a month, tariff-free. Visit SedanoFord.com for complete details. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Happy Monday, Padres fans. It's time to discuss the weekend that was for the Padres with our Ben & Woods Linsider, Dennis Lin from The Athletic. Brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. Things are about to get real with the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks, it gets real this summer at Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
All right, I think the first question I need to ask of Dennis Lin from The Athletic is, were you ready to jump in and perform the Heimlich maneuver after the game yesterday, if necessary, to save Mike Schilt's life?
Holy cow.
I remember taking CPR for like a light career class in high school, but that was the last time I was prepared to, on paper, save someone's life. So I was not prepared, but I did feel a little bit of concern because, yeah, he was coughing for it seemed like a minute straight. It was probably only like 10 seconds.
Did you write it down as a good reporter did in your notes? Cough, cough, cough. I mean, what does that look like?
Cough, 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 cough.
No, as a bad reporter, I did not even have a pen on me. I had my notebook. I didn't have a pen. But yeah, it was a little worrisome there for a little bit, but thankfully he was okay.
Well, also worrisome, Dennis, is the Padres' offensive output at home. We've talked at length, right, this morning on this show and with you even. There is no cavalry coming, right, other than the guys coming back that are injured. And they're big guys, they're big names, but there is no body in the minor leagues really to call up. Campusano potentially, maybe the sixth time is the charm for Luis Campusano, maybe not. But right now, do you get the sense at all that AJ has to be exploring what potentially is out there that you could get and at how much money, right? Like he has to be exploring other options than Yuli Gurriel and guys of that ilk right now.
Oh, yes. It's just a matter of like what tier he's looking at. About a year ago this time, I think even earlier, they signed Donovan Solano to a minor league deal. They later picked up David Peralta. Obviously, those two guys ended up being very good additions, especially for the bench. They traded for Luis Ariz around this time. At the same time, right now, they don't have the depth in the minor league system that they had a year ago to trade from. It's always kind of hit and miss with the waiver wire and claiming guys who are discarded from other teams. So I don't know how much you can bank on AJ finding another Donovan Solano and or David Peralta. That being said, there are guys who are still unsigned. I know they showed interest in Anthony Rizzo over the offseason. He's a guy who's made a lot of money in his career, so I don't know if he'd be willing to come back and play for us. Say, I don't know, $1 million. I would probably lean toward that being a no, but Padres don't seem to be in place right now, at least with their budget, where they're prone to spend major dollars on somebody. So You're probably looking for right now before the trade market really gets going, and we can never discount again. AJ making a early trade for someone significant since he did it last year with the Rise. But you're probably looking at guys. I mean, just look at the Rays. They picked up Travis Jankowski, and he got a couple hits and on a run yesterday in a 2-run game. So you might be looking at that kind of tier guy. But right now the Padres do have to shake something up. It seems like.
Dennis, I said earlier this morning, if I knew the Padres were going to have Gavin Sheets hitting second all year and Oscar Gonzalez hitting fifth all year long, and this was just the lineup, then I would be concerned. It's not deep enough to put together a ton of rallies. But I know players are coming back, and I saw what they did earlier in the season. I guess the worry for fans was that the mirage? And when when Jackson Merrill and Luis Arraez and Jake Cronenworth and Jason Hayward come back, are they also going to continue to struggle like everybody else is, or will they start playing? I mean, maybe not quite as good as they did early, but are they going to just start picking up where they left off, essentially, and playing good baseball? Where do you kind of land on that side of the fence of, this is a really good team that's going through a bad stretch because of injuries, or there are actual deeper concerns that were being somewhat obscured by the fact that they were getting some breaks and everything was just going their way for the first 3 weeks of the season?
I thought Mike Schultz put it well after yesterday's game. To just briefly paraphrase him, I think he said something along the lines of, "It's not as easy as they made it look, the first couple weeks of the season, and it's not as bad as it is right now, or as bad as it feels right now." That is so. Yeah, they're somewhere in between, probably those two extremes. And with apologies to Mike, this has been a roller coaster because we've seen their ceiling. And there's the first 2 weeks of the season, and then we've seen their floor, which is partly due to guys being out. But I think another fact that we have to point out is guys are going to continue to be out or to get injured. Unfortunately, that's just part of the game. So you can't just bank on all those guys returning and being 100% or everybody staying healthy. Eventually, it's going to happen. Unfortunately, it's reality of the game. So. And also, I don't think you can bank on the bullpen keeping up this 1.6 ERA all season. So they've really been saved by their bullpen in quite a few games. Not so much recently when you can't score at all, but I think just the reality of this team is it's not as good as it was the first 2 weeks of the season, obviously, and not as bad as things seem right now. So a lot of that's going to bank or hinge on the injury returns for a few guys, but at the same time, guys are going to continue to have to step up, and there are guys who are going to have to come up from the minors or from outside the organization and step up and help this organization.
Yeah, as it turns out, last year was just one of those kiddie coasters at the fair on the infield. They go up like 2 feet and then down 2 feet. This is Six Flags. This is the highest roller coaster now, careening down to the bottomwoods, it looking like about as bad as a team that you've got right now. This is a true roller coaster.
Well, no question. And, I know you wrote about it in your latest piece, the Xander Bogaerts kind of spiral, free fall, whatever you want to call it, not living up to expectations since he got here. I mean, look, he takes a lot of criticism, and I think a lot of it is well-deserved. We have said before, he's an accountable guy. He'll get in front of the media and say, I suck. But I think at some point, you do want to see results. And, you nailed it here. Chasing his first home run, has not driven in a run in 16 games. I don't know where you hit Xander if you're Mike Schilt. I in the driving in run position of cleanup is kind of a tough look. Dennis, I don't know where you put him. I really don't. And I don't quite know what's wrong with Xander Bogaerts.
I agree. I mean, if Kershaw or Nellis had come up and was setting the world on fire right away, that would make it easier for the coaching staff to justify hitting, Xander maybe 6th or 7th right now. But with their injuries and the amount of guys they have out and the guys that come up from AAA, kind of showing why the PCL is the PCL. It's they were like hitter-friendly league for a reason. I mean, you don't have a lot of choice. I guess, you could put him 9th, but you have a couple catchers who barely have any hits over the last couple weeks. Although, I guess Elias Diaz had that home run in Detroit, but that's not something you can expect every day. They're paying Xander a lot of money. They have to hope that he turns around, I don't think, putting him 8th or 9th in the lineup would be great for his confidence, which can't be high right now. But yeah, everyone's pressing on this team, and it's April, so everything's amplified and magnified. So I think some of this just needs more time to play out. I know a lot of fans are already tired of certain players and Xander being a prime target because of his contract. But yeah, he's a guy who's done it before. He's not getting any younger. That goes without saying. But he's a guy who's going to have to step up and produce.
And talking to Dennis Lynn from The Athletic here on Ben and Woods this morning. And Dennis, tell us, like, it's one thing to hear it from us. They get tired. I'm tired of talking about it, to be honest. But to hear it from you, I mean, you're really stuck in this deal. Like, you're stuck right now. No one's going to nobody's going to want to trade for a player with declining numbers and value, right? Nobody wants to pay for that. They're not going to eat his contract. There's no team in baseball that's going to say, yeah, we'll take him off your hands, right? I mean, you really are kind of stuck here. There aren't many options. And the Padres, I don't know the current state of their finances, but I know they can't afford to eat $250 million. That I do know.
Yeah, and can they afford to trade like Ethan Salas away from him just to eat, I don't know, half the contract
Right.
and just spitballing here? I know, I mean, that this was discussed in the offseason. It was probably kicked around a little bit internally at Petco Park. How do we shed some money here? And obviously, they didn't really end up shedding much money. They ended up taking on just a little bit of money, but they had a lot of internal raises from contracts that included raises to guys. And Xander is their shortstop right now. It's kind of, I guess, ironic on a team that theoretically has so many shortstops. The guy playing shortstop or starting a shortstop right now is the guy who's underperforming the most. And defensively, he's clearly not the same guy that he was a couple years ago, or even just last year. It seems like before he got hurt with the shoulder injury. But yeah, I think if this keeps up, pretty much all season, you're going to hear those talks again next off season. The Padres are looking to maybe attach some prospect capital, what limited prospect capital they have potentially. But, AJ always seems to find ways to get these guys to zoom up the prospect ranking. So if you can, get a team like, I don't know, the Boston Red Sox, if they're feeling nostalgic, to take Xander Bogaerts' contract, I expect that'll be a conversation to be had in the offseason again. But at the same time, it's early in this 11-year deal. So, yeah, they're just going to have to hope and pray that he comes around a little bit.
Prospects like David Morgan, who Woods and I have been saying for really years now, when is this guy going to get his chance?
Couldn't wait.
We constantly talked about David Morgan all spring training. I mean, you couldn't get us to shut up about it, honestly, Dennis. We had never heard of David Morgan.
Never heard his name. I swear to God, I have never
This
heard
is why
his
you're
name.
our insider. What did you know about David Morgan before they called him up?
Not much more than you, so I wouldn't feel too bad. Yeah, look, he wasn't on the 40-man roster before Logan Gillespie hurt his oblique the other day, and that's going to be an injury that keeps him out for a while. But David Morgan, to his credit, has really risen up the ranks since he was infielder and not a pitcher at Orange Coast College up the road in Orange County. And he started pitching, I think, his final year in college in 2022. And as a former position player, he's athletic. He's pretty jacked, so he throws hard. So that's always nice. But yeah, it sounds like he developed a nice slider in the minor leagues as a curveball to go with it. So yeah, guy who's struck out the world in AA so far this season, and they had an opening with Logan going down. So good for a guy getting a chance. And by the way, he played for John Altobelli at Orange Coast College. So it's a nice story of a guy who obviously John Altobelli passed away in the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash about 5 years ago, and I think his wife and one of his daughters was with him, so very tragic. And I think he's a guy who sounds like had a big impact on a lot of people, including David Morgan. So a nice story of a guy who's I think honoring a former mentor by coming up to the majors.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you for being on top of things for us, Dennis. That's what you're here for. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you again next Monday.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
Appreciate you.
Dennis Lynn from The Athletic, brought to you by Hamul Casino, our Padres Ben and Woods Linsider. who knew a little bit about David Morgan, but didn't sound like not
Knew
much
more than us.
Not much more than we did, at least a couple of weeks ago. He wasn't on anyone's radar, but yeah, those strikeout numbers were pretty insane, and it'll be cool. He'll get to make his debut soon, and Ryan Bergert got to make his over the weekend in relief, which is a nice moment. I mean, it seems like the pitching depth is fine for the San Diego Padres. I mean, we haven't even seen Brian Hoeing, who was transferred to the 60-day injured list, but could be coming back. We haven't seen Sean Reynolds yet. Some of the arms in spring training, like Bradley Rodriguez, are still throwing well. I mean,
does it lead to trades
Yes.
like trading from a position of power? And my God, how many teams need bullpen help? We've got some. You have a catcher that maybe is not getting the playing time that you would want. Do you have a potential bat that
we could fix the Cubs entirely
today?
Probably with our bullpen. Do we want to? Is the question
This afternoon?
Because you're going to have to, beat them eventually in the playoffs.
And
but-
you don't want somebody coming back and Sean Reynolds just shoving it down your throat,
right?
But again, this is how it works, and it's literally our only position of depth right now. And I saw our buddy David J from Mad Friars talking about the Cardinals. They have catching depth right now. You need a catcher. I think, there's a couple of deals to be made. We're impatient. Padres fans are impatient, and for good reason. It's been a long time. So I do understand like needing to fill and add. There's names out there, and I see JD Martinez thrown. JD Martinez turned down like a $12 million deal because he wanted 15 or 18 or something. Like, I don't think that's in the budget. Somebody mentioned Brandon Drury. He's out there today, cut by the White Sox, which doesn't, again, make a lot of sense. But what are we missing? So is Gavin Sheets. But like, there's some names out there. You wonder if today or tomorrow might be a day to go out and add some pieces.
Yeah, I was thinking there wasn't much you could do, but as Dennis reminded us, AJ Preller was very active this time of the year last year. Donovan Solano wasn't on anyone's radar. David Peralta was not really on our radar.
Jury's hurt, I guess. Well, I did not know that.
I mean, but there are, do I want Anthony Rizzo on this team? Is he going to fix everything? I don't think so, but I mean, I wasn't even someone I was thinking of until Dennis brought it up as a possibility. We'll see if the Padres do something. I know we have one more hour coming up. We can talk about the rest of baseball over the weekend. Paul's got his Reindl Report as well. Basketball playoffs continuing. SDFC. All coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Whoa. the chat. And it goes both ways. Ian says, always funny to think how the public piling on a player for drastically underperforming, perhaps because of confidence issues, helps in any way. But, I mean, I had a guy yesterday yelling at me. He said, can't wait for you guys to ask Mike Schild who his favorite superhero is on Friday. And I said, well, we've reached the point of blaming the media's fault right now in
Batman, obviously.
You think Batman?
I think he's a Batman guy.
I think he's an old school Superman, old school as it gets.
Well, we'll find out. We'll ask him on Friday.
Yeah,
morning.
absolutely. 100%. Thanks for that suggestion. You know, you have to say something. And again, it's not a personal thing. It's a performance thing. That's all it is. It's a performance thing. You're not performing and you need to perform. And I think that's a fair criticism and a fair ask of a player that's eating up a big portion of your team's payroll.
And remember, this is all contract based. Jose Iglesias isn't performing any better than Xander Bogaerts.
I think he is.
Not much.
A little bit.
Maybe a little. But we would never say anything because, well, he's not making much money. It's the amount of money that Xander makes that causes all of us to go insane when he doesn't perform well.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's, I don't know. The performance is definitely not commensurate with the salary.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
just not. And
You're
it's
probably not going to find a better player than Xander Bogaerts out there, to be honest.
What do you mean?
Like, we were just talking to Dennis Lynn about looking for, potential like Anthony Rizzo types who could help the lineup. He's not better than Xander Bogaerts. Xander Bogaerts is around, a slightly plus value player, which is fine. You just don't want to be paying those guys what you're paying Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah.
But there's plenty worse players even on this Padres team than Xander Bogaerts. He's not the worst player on the Padres.
No.
Unfortunately, they have 4 or 5 lineup guys that are underperforming even Xander Bogaerts right now. Tirso Ornelas. That kind of drove me crazy because before I went on vacation, I felt like we spent a week with people going, where's Tirso Ornelas? You need to get rid of Yuli Gurriel and give Tirso Ornelas a chance. That'll fix things. Tirso Ornelas hasn't been able to hit on the major league level, which was always the most likely outcome when you brought him up. They were finally forced to do it, but there are no ready-made solutions for the Padres in their minor leagues. They're not making bad decisions by bringing up the wrong players. They just don't have enough players right now to perform. And they certainly can't afford losing Xander Bogaerts at this point. As poorly as he's done, he's definitely your best chance of improved production going forward.
Well, you don't have a choice. That's the thing.
You have no
You have
choice.
no choice. It's like, why am I beating my head against the wall about something I cannot control? I mean, that's pretty much true of all fandom. You have no control over what these guys do, but I can't get up in arms about a guy that you have to play. You have to have him in the lineup every single day. You just do. If he's healthy, he's got to be out there and hope that he figures it out. And I expect more from him. I expect more from Manny than what he's done so far. I expect more from really all those guys given an opportunity to contribute at the big league level, to not be able to scratch out any runs, really and put together a big inning at all is just been tough. I mean, have we blown a team out this year? Have we had one laugher?
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Have we?
Yeah, I think so.
Have we?
There was like a 7-0 win.
I'm talking a 12-1 over in the third, like
Have the
laugher.
They've only scored double digits like once. 10-4 win over the Cubs.
I felt like that
was a late rally.
I feel like that was
10.
dicey.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had
They lost 10-4 to the A's. I mean, all their wins: 5-0, 7-2,
7-0,
7-0.
7-0's kind of a laugher.
8-0 over the Rockies. I mean, the Rockies, 2 of those games were kind of laughers, but that's the Rockies. They're actually worse than the White Sox were at this point last year.
No, they have not.
Everyone in the chat that says I'm crazy. I'm not predicting Xander Bogaerts is going to go back to being Boston Xander Bogaerts or All-Star Xander Bogaerts. Doesn't look like he is. We've seen enough of Xander Bogaerts.
Yep.
You've got to accept the fact that he is not that player anymore, and you have massively overpaid for an underachieving player.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the Padres don't have any better options right now than playing Xander Bogaerts.
You really don't have any better options.
It's not even close right now.
It's
They
not.
really don't have
It's
any
not.
better options than Xander Bogaerts.
And, for everyone saying, guys, it's April, we're 30 games in. I get it, man, but it's been a couple of years of underperforming. I don't know. I don't know.
We're also dealing with trauma from like the Hosmer signing.
Yeah.
That contract was terrible.
One different thing about Hosmer and Xander Bogaerts that I think drove all of us, at least particularly crazy, is Eric Hosmer would refuse to acknowledge even the fact that he was not performing up to expectations. Whereas I think Xander totally gets the fact that he's not playing
we feel
well.
burned by Eric Hosmer as fans that I don't know that Xander can do anything to, in the eyes of the majority of the fan base, live up to his contract.
Yeah.
I think if he hit 300 with 30 home runs, somebody'd be like,
I'd be pretty happy.
I'd be ecstatic. Are you kidding me? But
I
don't
mean-
tell me there wouldn't be some people. Yeah, but he's terrible defensively, or
Yeah,
something.
that's fair.
He
That's
would.
fair.
I don't know that he will ever live up to the contract that the Padres gave him. It's no fault of his own for taking that money, but I just don't. I don't know that it's ever going to work. And I think we're a little bit burned still from Hosmer, who's making another $15 million this year from the Padres.
Yeah.
If Xander hit 270 with 15 home runs and 70
God.
RBI,
I'd lose my mind.
I would be that would be terrific.
He needs to go on a real run.
And that would
He's got
be
5
and that
RBI
would
right
be
now.
Time's a ticking.
And that would be massively underperforming the salary that he's being paid.
Yeah.
But I would take it at this point.
Oh my
I'm not expecting anything higher. In fact, that's probably beyond what you can even hope for this year.
I do listen. People are gonna say what they want, but I have seen only takes that I can describe as brain dead at this point by saying, send Xander down. You can't. Okay, you can't send Xander Bogaerts down.
Can't call Leo DeVries up.
You can't call Leo DeVries up. He's 18 years old. He's at single A. You do not want to crush the development. Tirso Ornell has played in the minors for 10 years. He's at the big league level. He can't hit right now. And you're going to bring up 18-year-old Leo DeVries. Hey, maybe you catch lightning in a bottle for 2-3 games. But he's 18 years old. His development is paramount to this team future success. So take a deep breath, relax a little bit, let Paulie.
I mean, the alternative is Mason McCoy playing every day, and I get Mason McCoy's a good defender, but he's gonna hit 100 on the big league level.
Yeah.
So that's not an option. Xander is the option right now.
Matthew, you cannot send Xander Bogaerts down to AAA. You can't.
I don't know if Xander has options or not at this point.
I mean, come on.
Realistically, it's not something they're discussing in the Padres front office. No. Again, who are you calling up to replace him? Who are you calling up to replace him?
We're really between a rock and a hard place at this point. So take a deep breath.
Fake an injury. Again, who are you replacing him with on the roster? Nobody? You just have an empty spot at shortstop?
You go Iglesias and then Tyler Wade at second.
Yeah, I mean, these are not great options at this point. So need our guys back healthy. We'll figure it out.
Very, very bad.
House of Hoff says Jose is playing so much better. Yeah, at second base because they need him there.
Right.
Now, if everyone was healthy,
Matthew says he has options. Does he have options?
He might, because he probably didn't get sent down much when he was in Boston.
Matthew's a Hosmer fan. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's still not happening. It's still not going to happen. McCoy is not an option to play every day.
He's really not.
Those are hurt.
That is a white flag.
That is a dislocated finger. He's a pinch runner at this point.
That is waving the white flag.
If you have your full roster here, anybody say no to a day off, maybe even 2 for Xander?
Of course.
No, not at all.
Yes, but you don't have
healthy,
that.
Yeah, give him a couple extra days off.
I'd give him if the whole team was healthy. I swear to God, I would give him. I'd give him tomorrow and Wednesday off. That's 4 straight days.
Have him come off the bench for a few days. Iglesias at short, Cronenworth at second, Arise at first. You do that for a few days. You try to figure it out. But right now, you have no choice. You have no choice.
Yeah.
You can't even give him a day off if you wanted.
Right.
You did it last week, and now you have even less opportunity to do so.
Yep, it's tough. We're in a tough spot.
There are other teams that are battling injuries as well, and maybe not feeling the pain the same way the Padres are. Padres have fallen now to third place. Giants got a win yesterday on a little league home run by Elliot Ramos.
Insane.
Looks
like the tier 1's playing defense out there.
A swinging bunt that was thrown away by the pitcher and then thrown away by the first baseman as he tried to advance to third, and he came around to score to beat the Texas Rangers 3-2.
The ball was hit 30 feet in front of the plate.
No one on base.
Nobody on base. 2-2 game in the bottom of the ninth. I honestly, can I play John Miller's call?
Yeah, it was great.
Ramos has been on base twice, and he hits a soft bouncer past the mound off the third base side. Jackson, he barehands it and throws it away at first. It goes right on by Berger and down the right field line. And now Ramos around second, heading for third. The throw, it goes wild. It goes over to the sidewall. He jumps up. He heads home, and the game is over. It's a Little League home run.
I don't know if it's Giants loving or not. I could listen to John Miller call baseball games all day long.
He's the GOAT.
He's unbelievably
Yep, he
good.
is so
and
good.
that's got to be something that he's never seen in all his years.
Giants will be in town tomorrow, bringing their 19-10 record to Petco Park. Maybe the biggest surprise of baseball so far this season. Dodgers won yesterday, but did, as you mentioned, Woods lose Tyler Glasnow after just one inning, continuing their pitching injury struggles, but they beat the Pirates 9-2. And the D-backs won. Now, they were winning to avoid a sweep. They almost got swept despite getting a 4-home-run game on Saturday by Eugenio Suarez. I don't know. Did anyone look at the stats? How many times did a team lose a 4-home-run game?
I think it's
Just
only
one other
happened
time.
one other time
in the history of baseball?
87 or something.
Yeah, pretty
So,
insane.
That was pretty crazy. The other thing that
my
was
fantasy third baseman, by the way. I was very pleased.
Torey Lovullo was also surprised to learn that he was the manager for each of the last 2 4
JD
home run
Martinez.
games, because JD Martinez did it as well. One of the rarest feats in baseball, even more rare than a perfect game, a 4-home run game for Eugenio Suarez over the weekend. Rockies lost again. I mentioned they're in a 4-23. At this point, the White Sox last year on their road to the historically bad season, they were 5-22. So that's even worse.
They're on pace for 24 wins.
Just absolutely brutal. The Phillies outlasted the Cubs 3-1 in 10 innings on Sunday Night Baseball. It was a pitcher's duel between Aaron Nola and Jamison Tyone that the Phillies ended up winning in the 10th. The Nationals rallied back against the Mets, who have the best record in baseball now. They were up 7-1, and the Nationals came back in the last 3 innings. So I think 5 in the 7th and 2 in the 9th to beat the Mets and actually win that series. So even the Mets, playing as well as anyone, find themselves losing 2 of 3 to the Nationals. So it can happen to anyone. Woods.
I mean, the underlying message is that baseball sucks and that no one should like it or watch it or follow it ever, because it really will break your heart over and over. And then it'll get your heart back, and then it'll break it all over again. There's a new set of problems seemingly every day. But yeah, it's officially dooming season, I think, here in San Diego after dropping the last 4, certainly swept at home by the Tampa Bay Rays.
All right, we'll take a time out. When we come back, we've got some tickets to give away. Padres will try to turn it around tomorrow, and it will be Tony Gwynn rookie bobblehead night at Petco Park, and you'll have a chance to win a couple of tickets when we return with Ben and Woods after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan, and after I tell you about sdfatloss.com, which honestly, I ate a lot this weekend because I was on vacation and they had tons of food at the tournament. And I thought, oh no, I'm gonna have to shed these pounds.
It was a bender.
Well, I got back, and part of it is,
Ben.
I've changed my metabolism so much. I only gained a pound, and I go, I can do that in like 2 days with sdfatloss.com. In fact, you can lose up to a pound of fat per day, 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days on the program. I was at Petco Park yesterday. Someone asked me about it, said they are ready to sign up and try it because it worked for me. I've kept the weight off. It can work for you as well. No injections, no prepackaged meals necessary. You're eating regular food from the grocery store like chicken and steak, and you don't need to exercise to lose the weight either. So, I mean, if it sounds good to you, please set up a free consultation by going to sdfatloss.com. And still here in the month of April, get $200 off during their spring special. What do you have to lose other than a bunch of weight? Come on, give it a shot. Go to sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
But you certainly kept busy while I was gone.
Good God, dude. I'm so tired of myself. I can't stand
Not just
it.
the show, but you were emceeing on Saturday night.
I had two little league games Saturday,
Yeah.
and then I had about an hour of downtime, and then I went right into the hosting of the fundraiser for Bo's school. I got there at 4:30 and I left at 9. And dude,
Wow.
it was that day, Saturday was so long. But yeah, obviously, for a good cause, raising money for the kids' school and all that. It's important. We did way overpay for our parking space. You guys,
the school parking space.
yeah, it's
you bought
elite.
it again?
Yeah, we bought it again.
Nice.
It's elite. Like it's so good to have. I'm never late. So I'm sitting in that parking space an hour early anyway. So it's kind of a waste of money, but if you need it, it's there and you can whip right in and
we
and
did
pick
this at
them
our
up.
elementary school as well. Usually pickup is a giant slog of cars like out the lot, down
Just
the street,
for
you gotta wait
an hour.
You gotta wait to get out, but there's very limited parking. It's usually for the teachers and the principal, and that's about it.
They auction off two
But
spots.
They have a couple of spots that they'll auction off to raise money that you can then pull in. Should be saved for you. So you pull in right there, right? Even if you're only like 2 minutes before the end of school, it's waiting for you. Your kid knows exactly where to come and find you, and then you pull right out. It is a luxurious item that generally fetches a pretty penny.
And it did. My first apartment was now you're talking many years ago in Dallas, Texas, there's an overflow of places to live. It's double what I paid for my first apartment. All right. And it's exactly what I paid for the nicest place I ever lived in Dallas per month. A giant loft, 1,000 square foot loft overlooking downtown.
Ooh.
And it was stunning. And we just paid
the Woods bachelor pad.
Bro. If those walls could talk. We paid that for that. And so, yeah, man, my wife wanted it so badly. But yeah, I had to do, we had a really cool DJ there, DJ Flo. He was the coolest dude. was so rad. He's a huge Padres fan. He had the Padres game on, so I was running behind his thing to watch a little bit of the game. But it was a big responsibility. All the other parents got to get all tanked up and have a great time, and I couldn't do it.
You did get dressed up though.
I did have to go coastal country. That was the theme. And let me say this. I'm trying to think of a diplomatic way to say this. It's a good theme. It's a good theme.
Interesting.
All the moms.
It's not what everyone expected from Woods.
All the moms looked really, really great and
authentic. So country
good,
obviously is usually heavy jeans, heavy jackets, because you got to protect yourself against the dust and the dirt,
the
and
rattlesnakes and the elements.
Boots, belt buckles, big hats. But coastal country kind of opens up the door to...
it's a little... You can explore the space a little bit more.
Maybe wear a little less than you would on the actual ranch. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. And it was I'll say this. I really liked the theme very, very much. Brandon says, Woods went coastal country the night Jelly Roll performed at Stagecoach. Not a coincidence. But I got this shirt, pretty cool shirt, pearl snap shirt. I had my jeans on, had some boots on. They did have line dancing out there. The moms did get a little loose, and it was fun. And
did you say there was a magician,
dude,
as well?
Come on! Oh my God, this guy was incredible. He had the cards. He wrote this girl's name on the card. He pulled it out. He hid it. He found it in a shoe. I got his card. I'm bringing him in.
Like this, the guy Oz, the mentalist. Have you seen him recently?
Oz the mentalist.
I think it's Oz.
Is it Oz?
What he goes by. He's blown up over the last 2 years. He's going to all the NFL teams and stuff and doing. It's unbelievable. I cannot. If I stumble across it on Instagram, I will watch the entire video. I can't wrap my head around
this
it.
guy was elite. Now I told him, I grabbed him after I watched him do like a 5-minute trick with these cards, and you said, was it 5 of hearts? Oh, it's got your name on it. Like, it's bananas. I said, I work with a cynic. I work with the world's biggest hater and cynic and skeptic. Yeah, not cynic, skeptic. That's the word I was looking for. And he said, I said, I need you to come in and do magic for us. Maybe we do a big Christmas show. It'd be really fun to have him come in and do some magic. Ben, I was staring at his hands, looking for the tell, looking for... You can't see anything, dude. He's so good. So it was really, really good. It was fun. We raised a lot of money. But man, when you're
now, what outfit was this, Woods? That you look very sharp in your.
That's what AI thought when I said a picture of Woods, a real picture of Woods, and said,
"Coastal country.
Make this a coastal country photo, of this man," and that's what it gave me.
He's in tan shorts, button down tan shirt.
Kind of looks like he's going on a
jacket,
safari, but threw on a denim jacket.
Yeah. That was that's AI that Polly looked at. But I enjoyed myself. But the thing I did think about this. Everyone said, "Oh, you did such a great job," but I didn't. I want to just go have fun next year. Is that okay as well? Because I really looked like a good time. They had phenomenal food. They had poke bowls. They had cookies, and I didn't really get the chance to all this mezcal and tequila that everyone was having a great time. I didn't really get a chance to enjoy it. You can't have the host get S-faced up there and be like, ugh. So I really kept it under control. But it was a good time, and we raised a lot of money, which is the most important thing. Let me tell you though, when you do a raffle, why would you buy a bunch of raffle tickets, stick them in the jar, and then not collect? You know how many times I had to go, going once, going twice. Okay, we're moving on.
No one even checks their numbers.
They didn't check their number,
and you can't find the winners, and then it turns into a real slog when you're the
MC.
Oh,
Benny, you're dying.
You just have to keep pulling numbers.
6143. 6143.
No,
wait,
anyone?
Anyone, and everyone's standing staring at you. And then I reach in. No, you got to shuffle them up a little more. I will fist fight you, dude. Please, I'm dying up here. So it was good. It was long, but we raised a lot of money. It's the most important thing. And there's some cool prizes, really, really cool prizes and stuff we gave away. And like I said, we won the parking space. So that was the only thing that really mattered.
It's a fun feeling to win, like the only thing that you wanted in a raffle.
Yeah, my wife was on it, man. She was bidding. Some guy tried to outbid her at the last second. She came in and hit him.
Like if you buy 50 raffle tickets and you put 40, 45 of them in
You
one
don't win.
and sprinkle a couple other, like you're so mad if you
The
don't win
worst.
at that point.
It's the worst. But man, they were cutting a rug out there, and it was fun. It's good.
It was like in our Odyssey Christmas raffle.
I missed
there
that.
There was one prize. I forget what it was that I wanted. There were only 2 tickets in there at the end of
And
the
you
night.
lost?
And I lost.
That's such bad luck, man. I did feel my wife went a little bit Xander Bogaerts on the I think she outbid the next guy by like $300, which was not smart. But at the end of the day, if you get what you want, then it was money.
Now that
well
was a
spent.
live auction for that?
That was silent auction.
Silent auction.
Yeah, I did not
okay.
have to auction.
The live auction, she can just give a withering glare
Yes.
to like, don't even think about bidding any higher.
Correct.
Because that would work on me.
Well, and if I was the auctioneer, I just wouldn't have called on the guy that raised his paddle. I just called on her every time.
Wow.
But that's how they do the silent
Going
auction.
once, going twice. Sold to Hannah and Carol for $5.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. No, it was fun, man. And I'm very tired. Very tired. I'm tired of the sound of my own voice.
All right, let's take our last time out. Before we do that, though, we have some tickets to give away. This is the time to call 833-288-0973 for a pair of tickets to tomorrow's Padres-Giants game. First 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a free Tony Gwynn rookie bobblehead. Get your own tickets at padres.com/tickets or win them now. Fifth caller, 833-288-0973. And just like that, the lines are full of callers. Paulie will get you dialed in during the break, and then we'll come back with the Reindl Report, talk some basketball, talk some SDFC, and more in our final segment next year with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Speaking of basketball, some pretty decent storylines materializing with the NBA playoffs right now, and Underdog just became one of the best places to make picks during the basketball playoffs with their extender promo. With the extender, you can play your way to increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. You start a playoff series by using your Game 1 boost, continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one. The longer the series, the bigger the boost. I've told you about Underdog for a few months now. A lot of fun playing daily fantasy on there. Just choose whether your player is going to go higher or lower on one of their stats like points, assists, rebounds, and so much more. Once your picks feel good, locked in with them, you can play for as little as $1. If you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So download the Underdog app today. Sign up with the promo code Woods. Unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code Woods. Must be 18 and over, 19 and over in Alabama and Nebraska. Present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Still getting people in the chat saying, hey, fake an injury for Xander Bogaerts, send him down to AAA. Again, I wouldn't be opposed to giving Xander a few days off if they had other players to replace him. They don't. Other teams do bench star players occasionally. Devin Williams got demoted from his closer role from the Yankees over the weekend. They're talking in the MLB network right now. Pat Murphy benches Sal Frelick and Caleb Durbin Saturday. Had a team meeting on Thursday after the worst defensive series he's seen in 10 years. So it happens in the big leagues that you make some changes, you shuffle things up when things aren't going well, but you must have other bodies to replace the bodies that you are trying to change. And right now the Padres just don't have enough bodies to replace them. Yeah, Mason McCoy would be a good defender there if he also wasn't hurt as well. Yeah. And if he could hit anything, which he can't.
Right.
So, Xander's going to be the guy. And, at some point, he will hit a little bit better. We've seen stretches where he hits 340 for a few weeks, and, he'll get hot again at some point. The problem is that the downs are too long and the power is not there. It's not good enough. I totally get that. It's not good enough, but
the defense, too. Like,
it's not changing at the moment.
If you can't help your team with the bat, you got to help your team with the glove. If you can't help your team with the glove or the bat, you got to help the team with your legs. If you can't help the team with any of those, it's tough. And he
got on base and scored one of their 2 runs yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, he hit the ball down the line. Caminero kind of kicked it a little bit, but he beat it out. Yeah, beat it out. I mean, look, again, like, you can't come in here for $25 million and be like, hey, nice 6 hopper, you hit down to third and you scored the team's run. I mean, you got to have more production from all those guys. I mean, really, and the top in a top heavy lineup when everybody was here. When you take 4 guys out of that lineup, it's going to get ugly. And boy, has it! It has gotten ugly.
If you could be batting Xander 7th, great,
that'd
fantastic.
Be great.
It's a good lineup right now. You got in the middle of a lineup that just doesn't look good right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not for too much longer. All right, Paulie's got some. Who won our tickets, by the way?
Edgar,
congratulations. Enjoy the game tomorrow night. Should be a good one and another big crowd at Petco Park. Fans are doing their part, no doubt about it.
Oh, my God.
Another big weekend.
They have been.
They have been for years.
125,000 people plus at Petco Park over the weekend again. So congratulations to the fans. You're getting the job done. Paulie will get the job done with the Reindl Report right after our last check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
We are still dealing with some slick roadways around various parts of the county thanks to scattered showers. Might still find a stray shower or two, so keep that in mind. But right now, just one thing to watch out for. It's a stalled pickup truck north on 805 before Imperial. It's over to the right shoulder. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right. Happy Monday. Shout out to the tier 1 that I ran into at the game on Friday night. He said, I listen to you guys every morning. He goes, Reindl Report, my favorite open in radio history. I said, wow, I don't think that's accurate at all, but I appreciate that.
I like the open too.
See how long we can make
I'd like
the
to
intro.
add to it. I'd
We
like to
got
make it about 3
plenty of
minutes.
drops.
Yeah.
We can work on that.
Loose cannabis in there.
Loose cannabis?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's funny when my 7-year-old walks from the house saying loose cannabis. Has no idea what it means.
No one does.
You mean
Ganja, aka cannabis.
Yes, that's what it is.
All right, gentlemen. We will start off. How about locally? Another tough match for San Diego FC. They lost to Real Salt Lake 3-1 on Saturday. They had the afternoon. I think it was a 4:30 start down at the Snap. And Chucky Lozano scored to tie it 1-1 earlier on a penalty kick, but that was right before halftime. And then Real Salt Lake, they were just too much. They moved to 4-0-6 on the season.
Yeah.
And then San Diego FC falls to 4-4-2.
So you would have been so proud of my expert analysis with the great Darren Smith, who joins us every Friday.
Oh, this was amazing.
Wasn't I?
I was so proud.
Wasn't I? I thought I was brilliant. I did all this deep dive and research and goal differential, and seemed like a game they absolutely should win going away, Ben. And I got to tell you, man, when I clicked on to watch some of the game, I was pretty surprised at what I saw. And you can see, again, it's hard because it's an expansion team. And you're like, it's an expansion team. But when they came out of the gate so hot, your expectations change. And now we're telling fans to lower their expectations. It doesn't work like that. And they got to figure out how to right the ship a little bit. But it's been 2 games in a row where the other team is now kind of using their strategy against them, Ben, and forcing them to get out of a zone that they don't want to get in. They do not want to bend at all. They're going to stick to their guns. And it was ugly, man. And it was a game you should have won at home, and you didn't. And it was a rough San Diego sports weekend.
First home loss for SDFC.
Gas Station D-Pill, who's a regular in our chat, is a fan of SDFC, and he's mad because he says Mikey Varas hasn't changed anything other than the lineup in 3 matches. He specifically said, though,
I'm not going to.
So quit asking. We want to play our style.
Yes.
Good and bad.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So quit asking.
We're going to play our style. But you are seeing teams, as you said, now, well, okay, if we know they're going to do this, let's do this, and that'll kind of mess them up a little bit. And it has been messing them up the last 2 games. So now you wonder whether you do have to make an adjustment or
you
not.
can't. In my opinion, I know less than nothing about professional soccer or even coaching. If they asked me to help assistant coach Bose or Taylor's team, I'd say no. I don't know anything. You can't adjust. You can't. Of course, you have to be elite,
your own personnel.
Elite adjusters with what you have. But when you see success with your way early, right, which they did unequivocally, success, no question. Now you've lost a couple games, you panic and then go, we're going to do something totally, totally different. I don't know that you can.
Which you haven't been practicing.
Right.
I mean, that's a recipe for
I think that's what
real
Ted
disaster.
Lasso did in Ted Lasso. I just don't know. I don't know the answers. And until they get another win, everyone's going to be questioning that. That's what you open yourself up to.
Kind of goes to our earlier conversation. Like, should the Padres be changing their offensive tactics based on the lack of depth in their lineup now? It's like, maybe we need to swing for the fences a little bit more and less of this line drive, try to put together 4 hits for a rally sort of thing, because we don't have 4 guys who are getting hits in an inning anymore.
I really don't think
know.
we do.
I just don't think so either.
I think you stick. I think you stick. Sticking to an approach is one of the hardest things ever. It just is. Whether it's an organizational approach or a personal approach, it's really, really hard unless you see results.
SDFC will host FC Dallas Saturday at 6:00. Dallas just handed Inter Miami and Messi their first loss over the weekend. So another tough game for SDFC. Wave did win 3-0 over the Chicago Stars. They've been playing pretty well lately. First clean sheet of the season for the Wave. They will host a game on Sunday night against Bay FC at 5:00.
I'm torn now for the second story because I was going to let Ben pontificate on the NBA playoffs, but everybody in the chat wants updates on the sperm race that we talked about in the Reindl Report
we'll give you
last
a fourth
week.
Story if we go quickly.
All right, I'll go quickly. Team USC won.
Team USC won the sperm race.
USC versus UCLA, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
I saw a clip of like the microscope footage, and you saw the swimmers swimming.
Did they have numbers?
They had, I think they were names.
Names, okay.
like
and
digitally named. They didn't actually like wear like jerseys or anything.
Well, it'd be hard to get a jersey on a sperm.
Really small.
Very tall.
I don't think there was a video, but there was like play-by-play, but I think there's cursing in it, so I'm not even gonna listen to it raw here. Okay, NBA playoffs. Benny, I don't know how much you watched. The series themselves aren't very good. A lot of 3-1 leads right now. Your Lakers,
They're
trail.
all very chippy though.
They have been very chippy. The Lakers are down to the Timberwolves 3-1. The Knicks lead the Pistons 3-1. Celtics lead the Magic 3-1, and Indiana leads Milwaukee 3-1. And they've been a lot of blowouts.
And OKC's already swept. So
that series is already over. So.
When is Game 5 for the Lakers? Okay.
So they got 2 of the last 3 at home.
All
so
right.
it's not out of the realm of possibility. You know, to win the 2 home ones, then you just have to steal 1 on the road. But yeah, it's looking kind of bleak for the Lakers after they really looked like the best team for a good 2-month stretch of the season. Now they could be gone in 5 games in the first round.
If they lose, sports radio nationally is going to be so beyond listenable. Drink every time someone mentions the phrase LeBron's legacy, and you will be.
You won't make it 10 minutes.
You won't make it 10 minutes. You will be toast. If you ate a Jell-O shot for every time they mention LeBron's legacy on ESPN, if they lose
on Thursday morning,
you will have
watch First Take.
Yep, you have had 300 Jell-O shots by lunch. It will be the only thing people talk about. LeBron's going to get dragged. It's going to be unlistenable at that point.
Clipper series is really good. That one's tied 2-2.
That one's
Nuggets
been fun.
won 101-99 on a putback jam by Aaron Gordon with 1/10 of a second left on Saturday, so they're going back to Denver.
Thoughts with Damian Lillard?
Yeah,
while we're in the
bummer.
NBA. So
big leg
if you haven't
injury.
been following, I mean, he missed over a month.
Blood clot.
He had a blood clot in his leg. Finally came back to try to help the Bucks in their postseason run here, and he had to leave yesterday's game with what everybody believes is an Achilles injury. I saw Doc Rivers after the game said, yeah, he's got to get some imaging done. He goes, I'm not going to lie to you. It doesn't look good.
It didn't look good.
Ugh.
It did not
They
look
know.
good when it happened.
They almost always know before they know.
Wasn't a contact injury or anything like that.
I thought Anthony Edwards was going to be out when he and LeBron were getting tangled up all game, pushing each other, shoving each other. It was pretty physical. And then I saw them both.
Anthony Edwards is not afraid of anybody.
No, he's not. And then they went down to go for a loose ball, and he laid on the ground for a minute. I was like, oh, dude, he is toast. That series I've watched a little bit. I've watched a little bit of most of them. It doesn't hold my attention very long, but I do check in periodically. There's been some really good NHL action.
Wait another, not next round even, but once you get to conference finals, then it's really okay. These are 4 good teams going up against each other. You still have teams that are just blowing everybody out by like 30.
There was a really good hockey game last night that I had on for a while, and then I didn't sleep 15 minutes last night, but
Kings Oilers,
yeah,
Oilers scored late and then won in overtime.
It was insane, and I watched a little bit of that, and then I turned it off to go to sleep, which I never slept, so I probably should have turned it back on.
Could have just kept watching.
But what's that series at? 2-2. Yeah. There's some decent games going right now in
Tonight,
the NHL.
2 games in the NBA. Cavs will go for the sweep of the Heat, and Golden State can advance with a win over the Houston Rockets.
You like Steph Curry?
I do. At 36 on Saturday. Ageless
wonder.
Yeah.
And finally,
much like yourself.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Finally, we've talked about this a couple of times now. It was keeping you guys up to speed on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class. And it was finalized last night. I think last time we talked about it, the fan vote was still going or was starting to wrap up. Now, I still don't know how much of the fan vote is weighted in their decision.
But they've made their final decision.
But I do know, I think it was like something like 1,200 people in the industry vote, and then they factor in the fan vote as well. And the fan favorite, Fish, who finished the fan vote with 330,000 votes, finishing in first place for the fan vote, they actually didn't get in.
They did not get in.
They are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The performers category, the finalists, or not the finalists, but the inductees are Bad Company, Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker, Cyndi Lauper, Outkast, Soundgarden, and the White Stripes. Salt and Peppa and Warren Zevon were inducted into the musical influence category.
Okay.
And then there were a few more other categories as well. But Fish won the fan vote. They didn't get in. Billy Idol finished third in the fan vote. He didn't get in.
Are they not taking the fans into enough consideration?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, what else is there in music?
Oasis didn't get in.
Whether
Mariah
the fans
Carey
love
didn't
you
get
or not.
in.
I get that the Fish fans are a little. They're kind of.
Yeah, they're
more obsessed with.
Yeah,
their,
they voted a lot.
So they probably voted a lot. But I don't know if that needs to be downgraded. The weight of Fish fans.
Really happy to see.
I don't really know much about Fish.
I mean, I was really happy to see Soundgarden and White Stripes get in. Obviously, long live rock and roll. Certainly, Black Crowes did not get in, as you mentioned. Freaking Joy Division and New Order did not get in, which is bananas to me. Bananas, makes no sense. I don't know the other thing too. You know how like you can stay on the ballot for a certain number of years? They're not done. Like these bands could eventually get in, I think.
There were a lot of first-time nominees that did get in this year. I think it's like your first single had to have been released like more than 25 years ago.
But how long do you stay on the ballot, I wonder? Because there's a whole new crop coming in.
I mean, you can always
year.
start making music again. It's not like a baseball career where you get to your 50s and like, well, he's not going to add to his numbers, but you could always start making music again.
I mean, I guess you could, but how many bands that are good enough to make the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame don't put out anything good until they're 30 years in? Hey, they finally broken through with their seminal album. They're all in their 70s.
Why is that the case?
now.
Why doesn't a band ever like, yeah, they were okay for the first 30 years, but then they really found their sound?
What you would think, you would think with age, your albums would get better and better. You've got better chemistry.
Exactly.
You're better at your job. Doesn't work that way in music. There's every band, I think, like baseball players, you have a window. There's a window.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Bill, you are correct. The Warriors cannot advance tonight. They're only up 2-1. This is game 4, not game 5 of their series tonight. So thank you, Paulie.
You're welcome.
You know, we have a couple minutes left. I didn't mention, as you'd expect, I was on my Henderson vacation for the golf tournament. 2, not 1, 2 different players in my flight, and that was 6 teams. So we're only going up against 10 other guys. We're professional poker players who have actually like won World Series bracelets, like TV and everything.
Damn.
I didn't know either of them in particular. I haven't watched a ton of poker lately, but those are the kind of, you always worry when you're going up against a professional gambler in anything.
Yeah,
we beat both of them.
You
So,
did.
Yeah.
How was did you guys, the other nights, because you did go out the last night. What did you do on the other nights? Did you guys play Shoots and Ladders?
Lots of darts.
Lots of darts?
Yeah, he set up a real good dart board in his garage.
Electronic or?
No, this was traditional? Like English pub style
Did you
darts.
play cricket?
We played tons of cricket.
Cricket's the goat of all
We have to
dart
get
games.
3 15s, 16s, 17s, 18s, 19s, 20s, and 3 bullseyes.
It's the goat of the game.
Yeah.
Do you guys keep the score?
We
too?
kept all the scores.
The scoring is
we actually
hard.
had a chalkboard. To keep
chalkboard.
score, so you could. You need 3 to open the scoring, and then once you get your 4th, you start getting the points on it.
points.
The other person has to close it off so
Correct.
they can stop
throwing darts and
stop the
long
scoring.
I want one of those electronic boards so bad.
Scotty is better than me at darts, so he won most of them. But I had one amazing comeback, and I won it with a center bullseye on the last one.
Really?
Yeah, he was
Ted
very impressed
Lasso
on that
over
one.
here, man. Look at you.
I know.
So you played? Did you drink a lot?
I had a few drinks.
Were you
some
smoking
some tequila and stuff? I did not do any smoking. They did have
Everybody must get
They were actually doing at the
stoned.
opening party. They had a woman who was hand rolling cigars for everybody.
Loose tobacco
And
in there?
I walked up to her and I said, "Close, but no cigar."
Why do I think that you're not lying? You actually did. Did she slap you in your mouth?
She gave me a courtesy chuckle and I moved on because I was close, but I didn't want a cigar. So I said, "Close, but no cigar." Because
You actually
I don't
said
smoke.
it out loud. I think it'd be fun. It'd be funny if you said to Scott, "Hey, close but no cigar." Funny to walk up to the woman and be like, "Close but no cigar" is ridiculous.
I had to get
dude.
close to make it accurate. An accurate pun.
Why did you wait till 9:53 to tell me this?
Could have broke that down for an hour.
An hour I could have done on this, dude. Look at him. Close, but no cigar.
He knows we would have made fun.
Oh, he would have
like, I'm just gonna wait until the very end.
Close, but no.
You are such a. That's.
I hate you.
That's
Well,
the
she
worst.
said something, would you like one? And I go, close, but no cigar.
Oh, I can't stand it.
All right, that's it for us. Braden's coming up next. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Talk to you then. For Paulie, for Woods, I'm Ben. Have a great rest of your Monday from all of us here at 97.3 The Fan. So long.